When a humble modder graced a stream on Twitch with Lucien Flavius, along came this situation. Hello! Welcome to the stream, people of Twitch. How are you all doing today? Little bit of a song for you to get things going on a whim. Hi. Many people, 21 viewers, that's lots to start with. How's things? Hope things are cooler for you today. It's certainly cooler here. It's been raining, which has been most appreciated. Because we haven't had rain for like 400 million years. So it's been really good to have that, but that's now stopped, and it's just a bit grey and bleak. But, yeah. Hope it stays like this, and it doesn't get too warm, otherwise I'll have to put the aircon back on. Hello. Yes, how's the laptop? Check. Hope you're having fun with it. Many people in the chat. Hello, Stalia. Hello, Zooey. Hello, Words. Hello, Kindle Shard. Greetings, Miss Toasty. Hello, Nuna. Dio. Bard. Cold Spaghetti. Scrolling down. Check. Scrolling down. Kindle Shard. Oh, we've already said hello to Kindle Shard. Hello again. Oh, thanks so much for the sub, Vickle. I've lost track of who I said hello to now. Boot the MJR. Hello. Oh, Boot them Jr.? Boot them Jr. makes more sense than Boot the MJR. Hello, Boot them Jr. Greetings, Ninja. Okay, I think that's everyone. Cool. So, hi. So today, working on Lucien, usual Thursday modding workshop stream-a-rooney, only this time we're not doing a patch like we have done for the last couple of months. This time we are working on the main mod because I want to move further towards doing the next update so we can get that out soon because it's been ages since the last one. Really sorry for that. But yeah, I'm going to move towards that. And I want to bring the custom name stuff to Xbox because it hasn't been on Xbox. It's always been a PC-only feature, and I've been trying to think of an elegant solution to do it, and I haven't found an elegant solution. The only solution I've found that seems remotely polished is simply to implement dialogue for it. So that's going to be a conversation with 100 possible variants, 109 possible branches for you to choose a name. It's going to take a long time. It's going to be a lot of work. I've no idea how far through we'll get on this stream. However, I'm thinking I can save a lot of the work by only recording one line just for Lucien to say, sure thing, I'll call you that. And then copy and paste that 109 times to save me recording custom variants of it. Although then again, it might also be a good thing for Lucien to give you a little preview of how he says your name, you know. So if he said, for like some of the names with slightly strange pronunciations, it might help if he says it back to you. So maybe I will record 109 variants. I don't know. I mean, it's only one more line per name, which isn't that bad in the grand scheme of things. So I might do that. Yes, changed my mind. I'm going to do that. So it's going to take even longer. But yeah, going to do that. Going to get started on that today. It's going to take ages. But hopefully it'll be worth it, because it'll mean all you guys on Xbox One can hear Lucien call you by name. And also those of you who don't have SKSE can also access the feature, because it's previously required that as well. It won't be automatic. You'll have to choose it manually. But yeah, gonna give it a go. Hello, Gelidity! Wonderful to have you here. And hello, May. Welcome. Is it? I take it. Pleased to meet you. X wouldn't work. Well, it wouldn't really, because you could ask Lucien to call you by this name. Oh, thanks for the follow, Likiro. Yeah, you could ask Lucien to call you by the name like when you've been with him for 3 months. You know, I want this to be something that's always accessible, and it wouldn't make sense for him to say, "It's a pleasure to meet you, Stephen." When you've been traveling with him for ages. So all the people on Xbox One who've had a matching name for a long time but haven't used it yet, it wouldn't really make sense, I don't think, for him to say it's a pleasure to meet you. So I think it would require a new one. So I think it'll just be something really basic like, Narusa it is. Just to give you a preview of the name, I think. And also that'll prove to you that it works, because a lot of people, I expect, would wonder whether or not it's properly worked, and because a lot of the interactions are random, then you know, if their interactions are random, then it's not necessarily going to be super easy for them to test whether or not it works. And I know people like to have that instant feedback of, yes, it's working. So, yeah, that probably is the way forward. It should be fun! There was a question. I'm sorry if this was answered before. Is modding the console different than for PC, or is it all the same? It's all the same. It's exactly the same process. It's just a different export. When you go to package the files up, you have to package it with a special button for Xbox One. That's all there is to it. It's just on Xbox One. The reason we can't have the custom names like before is the way I've implemented it in the main mod is to require SKSE. It uses SKSE to either detect the player's name automatically and check it against the list, or allow you to select it using an MCM. And on Xbox, we have neither of those things because there's no SKSE. So we're going to have to do it manually. But no, the actual principle of modding is exactly the same from Xbox to PC. Stalia, I want to sub again here on Twitch, but I'm worried my name will be purple in the Discord instead of pink for server boosting. I mean, if you want your name to be pink, I can rearrange the roles or something. I can make a server boost role that's above Twitch sub if you want, if that helps. I mean, we don't have a server booster role before because it doesn't really do anything for me. Like, I think it unlocks some features on the server that we don't really use. But yeah, it's not something I encourage people to do because, you know, it doesn't benefit me in any way whatsoever. It's just a thing. Twitch get all the Discord get all the money for that. So yeah, but if you want it, if you want the role, if you want your name to stay pink, then I can create a role for it and put it above Twitch sub. Sure, I can do that. But yeah, Bard, I like that it would let someone change their name as well. I think that's a good way it's a more immersive way of doing it than selecting it through the MCM. And the more you can reduce people's need to interact with menus, the better, I think. So yeah, that would be a positive. A positive. Do 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 do. Ba 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 da ba da ba. Right, so I'm going to fire up the creation kit. Hey Joseph, I was wondering if you have any advice for an aspiring writer. Currently I'm dealing with the problems of finding it really hard to motivate myself and also not having really much feedback. I really want to find a way to keep myself consistent, but haven't been able to find the best way to do that. I'd appreciate any tips you can give. Right, feedback. Feedback is a really useful thing with writing. I find it massively inspires my ability to write and my will to keep writing if I've got someone giving me feedback on the work, you know. So the way you can do that is by publishing it chapter by chapter on something like Wattpad, or if it's fan fiction, although I think there's other non-fiction fan fiction things, but Archive of Our Own is another one. I think you can do Inkit. Thanks so much for the stub, Stalia. I will set that up on Discord in a sec. But yeah, you can do Inkit, Word something. What's it called? WordPress? There's various services you can do to do chapter by chapter releases of work, which you may find helps you. Otherwise, you're very welcome to share links to it on our Discord as well. Thanks so much for the sub, May. I tell you a dark elf joke, but they keep getting Dunmer and Dunmer. I love that. But yeah, Words, you could do it like that. I know you're on Tumblr, Words, because I follow you on there. So you could publish chapter by chapter on Tumblr, like little sections of it on there. To get some feedback and then share the links to that in the Discord or something. That is a really good way of doing it as well if you want to. I used to publish short stories on Tumblr a while ago, but then I stopped doing it when I started trying to do it through my website and things instead. But yeah, you could do it like that. In terms of motivating yourself otherwise, the thing to focus on is the love of writing. You know, but that's because I really enjoy the process of it for my own entertainment as much as for other people's. So if I focus on that, I find that helps me. So maybe you could, it's not really advice. It's not something you can act on whether or not you love writing. But write what you find fun to write. That's a really important thing. If writing feels like work, then something's going wrong with it. Well, not necessarily, you know, because a lot of people do write for work, you know. But if you want to feel inspired to write, if you want to feel really inspired to do it, then write something that you find fun to write. Write for yourself as much as for other people. Thing is, though, I'm not a successful author. You know, I have you guys, which is fantastic, but, you know, I'm not exactly a bestseller. So I'm probably not the best person to give you advice on how to write. But I hope that helps a little bit. But don't second guess don't second guess and doubt yourself. You know, everyone, this is normal for writers, well, for me anyway, and for a lot of other writers, because I've read about this online. As soon as you've written something and you've moved on to the next work, you hate your previous work. Like, because your writing develops all the time. You're always getting better. So you always look back at your previous stuff and go, oh, that wasn't very good. I didn't like that. So it is normal to doubt yourself after you've published stuff. But just resist that, you know. Push on past it if you can. Try and resist the urge to criticize yourself and just plow on. You know, once it's out there, just leave it out there. It's great. You will get feedback from it. Some of it will be good, some of it will not be good because there are people on the internet who are nasty. Try and ignore the haters. Keep cracking on. Noona's mindset's really good. Writing entirely for yourself. If other people enjoy it, hooray. And if they don't, that's fine. You're writing for me. That's a really great way to look at it. So just some random thoughts there. I don't know whether any of them were useful, but I hope that helps a bit. Listen to Noona. Noona knows what they're doing. Hello, Megasocky. Welcome. What's going on? As we are doing a modding workshop stream today. And I'm going to get started on that in a sec. I was just answering some questions. Or trying to. Oh, your stream is lagging. That's a shame. Check. Yeah, it probably is because you're downloading all the games. If you pause the downloads, you might find that it speeds up. But, not much I can do about that on my end, I'm afraid. So long as other people's streams aren't lagging as well. If everyone's streams are lagging, do let me know. Because that might be something on my end. But if it's working for everyone in general, then it's probably yours. Check. Sorry. Yes, Noona, Noona's writing is great and you should all read it. It's The Unrelenting Shadow on Archive of Our Own and you should definitely check it out because it's brilliant. Hello, Shiva! Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, right, creation kit. And I need to summon Tiny Lucien. Let me summon Tiny Lucien. Oh, Valley of Plenty, where's Tiny Lucien? Yeah. Tiny Lucien, my little mate, is coming to play. Scooby-Dooby-Dooby-Doo. Oh, Tiny Lucien. Summon the lad. Right, okay. So now I'm going to switch across to screen with camera, and you guys can see what's going on. So, into the corner! Whee! I'm there! Hello! In my octagon that I'm still ridiculously proud of. Is it an octagon? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, it is an octagon. Good. Was doubting myself for a second there. I've been calling it an octagon all the way along, and that would be embarrassing as a sort of mathsy person if it only had 6 sides. But anyway, yes, creation kit. That be down here. And it's moved itself around again because it does that. Here's Tiny Lucien. Here's Tiny Lucien. Here's Tiny Lucien. Here's Tiny Lucien. He's on the case. Here's Tiny Lucien. Here's Tiny Lucien. Here's Tiny Lucien. Got an adorable face. So in terms of the rewards you can redeem on this stream today, what have we got enabled on your channel points? I know I haven't done Talk Like a Pirate and Roleplay as Lucien and Lights Up and Glasses Off for a while, but they're quite intrusive. So on a stream like this today, I'm not going to have them because I want to get modding done. You can, however, request Make Me Sing. That's fine if you want. Treats for Grey you can redeem, but she's not here. If she turns up later, as usual, I'll give her the treats. If she doesn't, I'll refund you them at the end of the stream. Emote only chat, you're always welcome to have a go at. Timeout, if you like that. If you want to be mean to yourself, sure, you can do that. Shout-outs are fine, and of course there's the other things to do with emojis that Twitch automatically fulfills. Thanks so much for the bits, Vickle! You are always so generous, it's lovely. Greetings, Anxious Ace! Welcome to the stream. And welcome, Vickle. And welcome, Yin Spirit. Good evening to you. Well, Bard, you can have it back in your head again. Oh, hey, Shiva, glad you could make it. Not a nice way to wake up, but I'm glad you're here. So, I might do a Facebook post. I don't do them every stream because I don't like to annoy people, but I think I'll do one now. Little bit of social media. Pinging. Because Super Trooper lights are gonna blind me, but I won't feel blue ba super ba like you something ba 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 ba. 'Cause somewhere in the crowd there's you. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Bum 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 ba 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 da 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 da. Because it's Koopa Trooper running round World 1. Bowser's time is done, 'cause Mario's number 1. The Koopa Trooper's having fun. There we go. Ping on Facebook, and I'll just copy and paste that to Twitter. Sorry. Won't be long. Country roads, let's go. It's a me, a Mario. Mushroom Kingdom. Okie dokie. I can't remember how the rest goes, sorry. Take me home, Rainbow Road. Yin Spirit has a question. Mr. Russell, I want to create a tracking quest for my companion, sort of like what Lucien has with his Dwemosphere. The quest interface in the CK is a little intimidating, however. How do you structure it? I can absolutely show you that. Give me 1 second, and I will walk you through exactly how it's set up for Lucien. Because it's quite straightforward, really. A little bit of fiddling scriptiness to set it up, but only a little bit. And then it's all pretty good. Do do do, ba ba ba. Do do do, da 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 da, dee 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 dee, ba da ba da. Take me home, you country roads, oh country roads, take me home to the place where I belong. Ah, you guys listen to so much drivel from me. Thank you all for tuning in. This stream was supposed to be educational, wasn't it? It will be in a minute, I promise. I'll answer Yin's question any second now. I'm just going to do Tumblr too. Internet's being a bit slow. That's because I'm streaming for you guys. Do-do-do, da-da-da-dee. There we go. Done. Right. Back to it. So. Okay. Yin Spirit, then your question was about how Lucien's tracking marker is implemented. So to show you that, I'm going to open up Lucien in the creation kit. So let's have a little hunt for him. It's always a nightmare scrolling down through here. Here we are, Lucien.esp. Set as active file. Okay. Oh, hello, Lucifer Lannister. Haven't seen you here before. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, Bobzilla. Take this sub. I would love to take a sub. However, I do not have one. Shiva had a really freaky dream. I'm sorry. Oh, thanks, Words Without Rules. That's lovely. Mr. Joseph, how do we get a marvellous voice like yours? Practice! I firmly believe anyone can sing. There's different levels of to how much you can sing, but anyone can sing just with the practice. Some people find it harder than others. Some people find it more natural than others. But you can learn to sing. It's possible. A lot of people who think they can't sing are a few lessons away from learning to do it. So, practice, practice, practice. Now, on to Yin's questions. So, the way it's implemented for Lucien is if we look in quests and we activate show in the active form so we can see what's going on. You can see down here we have got... Where is it? Here we are. JR Lucien map marker. This is the quest that controls it. Oh, thanks so much for the sub, Nuna! Yay for the gling! Ah, Bobzilla, well, it says you now have the sub badge, but nothing went gling. I don't know why. Sometimes it's a bit weird about that. But you didn't have the sub badge before, and you do now, so you must have subbed. So thank you so much for subbing. I have no idea why it didn't go gling. But you have a Lucien with a iron helmet, which is very cute. Right, why didn't that open? Come on. Let's try it again. Map marker. There we go. Right, so... Is there any dialogue contained in this quest? Yes, so what we have here is we have the dialogue where Lucien gives it to you. So it's, sorry, I keep meaning to give you this. And that's conditioned. Down here, we've got get stage, making sure this quest hasn't happened yet. So this can only happen once. Make sure you're not sneaking. Make sure you're not in a location which is clearable, i.e. a dungeon. You're not in an interior, because then that sometimes gets in the way of quests. You make sure it's Lucien. Oh, these are in a terrible order. I might just rearrange these a little bit to make them more efficient. Let's do get his ID. JR Lucien is at the top. Is sneaking equals 0. And get stage. We want to be just under get his ID, I think. Is location clearable? That one's fine. That one's fine. And then this one, this variable, which is to check the amount of time that's passed since you recruited Lucien. This one I'm going to pop underneath there. Get stage there. And I reckon that's the most efficient order for them. So I'm happy with that. Right, so anyway, when this happens... Hey, the K-Growth Pro! Welcome, welcome, welcome! Right, so when this line is said, what we've got going on here is, first, you get the resonance sphere, which doesn't matter at this stage. And second, this quest stage is set to 5, so this line can no longer play. So, and then the rest of this conversation is, well, the only things that happen in the rest of this conversation is, depending on what you say, you get a potential approval boost, depending on whether you say the nice thing or the not nice thing. But don't worry about that. So, when that happens, we go to quest stage 5. And when we're at quest stage 5, nothing happens here. It's just a condition. However, if we go into quest objectives, we have this objective here, which is find Lucien Flavius, which has Lucien alias as its target. That's Lucien alias as its target. Target alias is Lucien alias. And the alias is filled here with the unique actor for Lucien. I'm just trying to open it up so that you can see. There's very little going on with this alias, really. It always takes ages to load aliases, I don't know why. But yeah, so you can see it's filled with the unique actor JR Lucien, and there's nothing else in there. So what we've done is we've created an alias for JR Lucien, we've created an objective to point at him, but we haven't set any script to enable that objective, so that objective remains hidden until we enable it. And what we're going to do now is we're going to press OK on that, because we're done with this quest, and the rest of the implementation is actually in JR Lucien follower quest. And if we look in JR Lucien follower, and you look under player dialogue, and we have a look for tactics, JR Lucien follower tactics. Is this the one we want? Actually, no, we don't want this. Sorry, I'm in the wrong quest here. This isn't what we want. What we want now, actually, is to go to the resonance sphere. Sorry, I got myself confused there. It's not in JR Lucien follower because it's not in tactics. It used to be in an earlier implementation. But now it is under items. And it's under misc item. There's a whole load of stuff here, which we don't need to worry about so much. But where will we find it? Lucien's resonance sphere. Here we go. And the Lucien's resonance sphere has this script on it, which is JR Lucien marker sphere script. And if we press edit source, we can edit that. And here is the script, which has event on equipped. So that's when the player activates the item in their inventory, which it says equipped. You don't actually equip the resonance sphere because it can't be equipped, but the event on equipped plays whenever you click on it in your inventory. And if you do that, and if the map marker objective is not yet displayed, then this happens here if it is displayed. Sorry, so if it is displayed, not if it's not yet displayed, if the objective is displayed, then the objective becomes completed. So then the objective disappears. And the map marker... Here we are. The objective is no longer displayed. No, what's going on here? What did I do here? You see, the thing is, I did this ages ago. Let me have a look at the implementation. Okay, so this one here, if it is not currently displayed, then it sets it to displayed. That's pretty much the first thing that happens, is if it is not displayed and you click this, then it's now displayed. So that's good. And the other thing happens if it isn't displayed. If it is displayed. And if it is displayed, then this script set objective completed 0 true. I'd need to look up the exact implementation of that in the creation kit, but I believe that sets it to being completed. And then it displays it. But let me just check. Because here's me guessing about what's going on here. And rather than guessing, I can actually have a look at the implementation myself to remind me. So let me just go back to here, and I'll switch you onto camera. just for a sec, and I'll open up the internet and set up my streamer profile, and then I can show you the creation kit implementation. Because that's the thing, remembering all this stuff is a pain as well, because I haven't done this for years. Creation kit wiki, let's bring that up. And then we want first, let me switch back now, screen with camera. So it's, is objective displayed? That's the first one we want to find out about. Thanks so much for the sub, Bobzilla. Look, it just showed up. I don't know why it didn't show up before. It showed up now. Amazing, thank you. Right, so Creation Kit Wiki, is objective displayed? And it's not coming up on Google, so we'll search it in the Creation Kit Wiki itself. And I'll copy the text to make sure it's exactly right. It is now getting warm. Here we go, is objective displayed. This, by the way, is how you find out what any script does. If you stick it in the Creation Kit Wiki, you'll find. Right. Is objective displayed, and it returns whether the specified objective is displayed or not. Which makes sense. And then int AI objective, the objective to check. Right, and we're checking objective 0 because 0 was the ID of the objective we were checking. So that's why we're doing 0. Then, so that's saying if it is displayed, it executes this lot. So now we want set objective completed. Set objective displayed, actually, this will do. So if we now look at set objective displayed, which we use as our second thing here, 0, false, false are the arguments we're sending to it. So 0, again, is the objective we're working with. The second one is whether the objective is displayed or not. So this one hides the objective. And then if this is true, the objective will be displayed even if it was displayed before. So that can be false. So we want them both to be false. So that hides the objective. Then finally, let's have a look at set objective completed, and then we should have a full picture of how exactly this works. Let's open both of these to see what the implementation difference is. This is a console command, this is the script. Right, so again, whether to flag this objective as completed. So if we pass true, the objective is completed. If we pass false, it isn't. Okay. So it sets the objective to being completed, is the first thing that happens. So it goes, bing, completed, you found Lucien Flavius, which dismisses it. It hides the objective, and then it sets the objective to no longer completed, so that when you next enable it, it comes up as not yet being completed. So therefore, if you activate the item in your inventory when the objective is not yet displayed, this line displays it. If you activate the item in your inventory when the objective is currently displayed, then it completes it, hides it, and then uncompletes it again, so it's ready for you to next activate it. And that's how this all works. I'm so sorry that it took so long for me to refigure that out. It took, like I say, it was ages ago I did it. But I hope that helps now. So these are the script commands that you would want. And you don't have to attach these to an item. You could put this in some dialogue, or you could put it in a quest stage. You could put it anywhere. But if you use the set objective completed and set objective displayed commands, then that will allow you to enable and disable a map marker. I hope that helps. I'm sorry that was so scattered, but yeah, I hope that was useful. And that answered your question. Do let me know if you don't understand any aspect of that, by the way. I'll go over it again, because I do now understand it much better than I did when I started explaining this. So... Does that help you in spirit? You got it. Brilliant. I'm so glad. Right, moving on then. We're setting up this Xbox One implementation for the dialogue. So, where are we going to put that? It's going to need to start in JR Lucien Follower, because I'm going to put it under Tactics. Because Tactics is where I store all my settings. It doesn't quite make sense for your name to be called as being a tactic. We might want to rename the Tactics thing to something else. Let's talk about options or something. But let's not worry about that for now. We're going to move on to, we're going to leave it as tactics for now and just create a new dialogue option to go under tactics. Let me just check what's going on here. Yeah, that's all fine. Cool. Bob Zeller, I'm writing a backstory about my soon-to-be follower. I've always loved writing fictional stories and writing about IRL topics I care about. The thing is, I don't really feel that I'm good at it. Can I post on Discord when or if I ever finish? Yes, of course you can post it on Discord. I'd prefer if you put it on an internet website and then just posted the link on Discord, just because when people post their whole stories there, it tends to completely fill up the chat. But yes, of course you can share it on there. So long as it's, you know, sticks within the NSFW rules that we have. You know, so long as it's server appropriate, you're more than welcome to share it there. Yeah. Yin Spirit, I'm going by a new identity now, Tactical. I don't know what that means. Bard, what about can I ask you something? Could you please call me by a different name? Can I ask you something? I intend to expand in the future, but can I ask you something is very much a lore dialogue thing. That's dialogue to get additional lore about Lucien. All the settings for Lucien I want to have in a separate thing under tactics, and I will rename that to something else, but I want to keep all the settings together. Hi, Clarkus X Marcus. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you doing? Oh, thanks for the follow, Rebel's Eyes. Great to have you here. Thanks so much for raiding the other day, by the way. I'm sorry my microphone fell over as soon as you did it. But it was really kind of you to do it, so thanks. Do you have any advice for cleaning up a dirty save with frequent crashing? Doesn't seem to be any mod conflict. Not really. There's no... So cleaning a save, there are tools you can use to clean a save, but there's no way of really cleaning it. You can tweak it. You know, you can delete your orphan scripts and things, but if your save is crashing, then it's a sign that something is wrong. There might be some kind of mod conflict. More likely, it's a broken mod. One of your mods is probably badly implemented, causing a crash. But unless you address the underlying cause of what is making the game crash, then no amount of attempting to clean your save is going to fix it. And 99 times out of 100, the problem is with your mod setup or something specific to your game rather than something that you can actually clean by saving. I would suggest trying a new save, trying a new character, and checking out what that whether the crash still happens on the new character, because that might help you figure out whether it's something wrong with your playthrough or with your setup. But more than likely, there is one of your specific mods is causing you to crash. So do have a look through, check out their forums and things, and see whether there's one that's known as a culprit. Sometimes, though, with Skyrim, you can just get a bad save. Sometimes, like, you know, sometimes it can go wrong, and there's nothing you can really do to save it. That's what happens with such a delicately balanced engine. Right, so anyway, down here under this tactics thing, which we're going to rename to something else at some point, but we're not going to worry about now. Tactical, my new identity is tactical, so it goes in the tactics section. Right, yeah, sure. But right, JR Lucien follower tactics. So I'm going to rename this JR Lucien. We're going to keep the same consistent naming scheme. So we're going to go JR Lucien follower tactics. I'm going to go name. JR Lucien follower tactics name is an extra thing now. Now I'm going to add this to the options that come up after you say let's talk about tactics. So, add link. JR Lucien follower tactics name. And I'm going to reorganize that to put it above Nevermind, because Nevermind should always be at the bottom. Question from Anxious Ace. So, I have many modding questions, but rather than spam you right now, I'm wondering if you plan to continue the How to Make a Follower series on your YouTube channel. It's been immensely helpful in getting started so far. Yes, I do plan on it. I'm sorry I've taken so long to get the next part done. Real life has thrown a lot of stuff at me lately, and I haven't had masses of time for it, on top of these streams and working on Lucien and everything. But I am doing it. It's actually half made. It's been half made for quite some time. I need to finish it off. I'm hoping to get it finished around the weekend time. But I can't promise anything. But yes, I am continuing it, and there will be a second part coming soon, which will explain how to create that custom follower framework and transition your follower off the vanilla framework to that custom framework. So I hope that's helpful. But the whole point of this stream is to answer your questions. This is a modding workshop stream. The whole point of this is to ask questions and have a back and forth. So you wouldn't be spamming me it would be really helpful if you did ask your questions right now, because that's the sort of content I want the stream to have. So please ask me anything you're wondering about, and I'll do my best to answer. But anyway, name. So, topic text. I'd like you to call me by... no. Yeah, we're going to keep this simple. I'd like you to call me by a different name. And Lucien's going to have a response here, which is going to be... Sure, I can do that. What would you like me to call you? There we go. And this doesn't actually need to be conditioned on anything, I don't think. Actually, it does. It does need the getter's ID, because this quest doesn't have a general getter's ID. So we're going to do getter's ID. Wait for it. JR Lucien. And we're also going to have is sneaking, actually, because I don't want to... If I'm recording 100 responses for these custom names while not sneaking, I'm not going to do 100 whispered versions as well. So we're just going to set is sneaking to 0. So you have to not be sneaking to ask Lucien this question. So that's fine. Equals 0. Don't need any of those ticks. So that's fine. So now we can set up all the responses. And I'm going to put them in a different quest. I think. Yeah, I'm going to put them all in a different quest. Oh, thanks so much, Anxious Ace. I'm glad you found it helpful. Oh, that sounds like a Grey. Let me see if she's here. Hello? Come on. Come and say hi to everyone. Look who I found. Ooh. It's Grey. Cat detected. She says hello. I heard her bell. She is very pleased to address you all. Any words for the people? Anything? No? No. She has nothing. However, she can have some treats. Ooh, do you want some treats? Let's see what reward requests we've had. 5 requests for treats for Grey. So I'm going to do all of those. You want some? Come on then. Here you are. Well, you've got to come and get them. Come to a spot where people can see you on camera. There you go. I'm sure she's very grateful for those. So thank you everyone who sent those points in. Oh, is Grey coming with you to your new flat? No, she's staying here. We're off the road here, and we've got a nice back road, relatively quiet. And she's got lots of space in the garden and stuff to run around. So no, I'm not bringing her to a flat in a city centre. I think that would be not great. Oh, thanks so much for the sub, the K GoPro. I love her very much too. She's off exploring. She'll probably want to go in a minute. Oh no, she's settling down. There. That's going to be her spot. I'm afraid I'm going to be in her way quite a bit, but every time I sort of move, you'll see her there. She flop. Exactly, she's hot. It's warm. Okay, well thanks so much for dropping by as long as you did, the K GoPro, and thanks so much for your sub. Really appreciate it. Right, let's switch back to screen with camera now so we can go back to the CK and crack on with this. So I'm going to create a new quest, which I'm going to call JR Lucien. Now, actually, there is already a quest for JR Lucien player name. So maybe we can tap straight into that rather than actually creating a new one. We can abort that and just go into player name, because I think that should keep things tidy. See you in spirit. Thanks for joining. What have I got in player name? I've not got any dialogue in here. I've just got script. So this one should actually suit us really well. So let's do it in here instead. So branches, new, JR Lucien player name. And these are going to be player name options. And now we've got to start implementing this list. So I've got the list here in an Excel spreadsheet. So let's bring it up. These are all the names on the list so far that everyone's requested on Patreon. So here they all are. Not all of them are off Patreon, some of them for other people, but generally these are all the names. And I've got them all in alphabetical, not alphabetical order here, they're actually ID order. So each of them has a unique ID attached to the name, which is what I set a particular variable to in order to know what name you're at. So when the player requests Amanda, I need to set it to 1. When someone requests Ashley, I need to set it to 2, and so on and so forth. So I need to work through this, create a dialogue topic for every one of these names, and set up the ID in a script for this. 25 degrees! There is hope! A slightly less horrible temperature. Right, okay. So this is what we're going to do. So we're going to start with Amanda. Amanda. Check Morticia sees their real name in that list. Good! You can use that then. Right, Amanda. We're going to go, Amanda, it is. And that's going to be happy. And then when you select this, I'm going to create a script for it, which comes up with the prefix JR0, because I've started using that 0 prefix now. Because prefixes are always helpful for keeping everything organized. Oh, I bet it is hot in Brazil. I don't envy you that. So now we're going to create a property for this script, which we can't do until we close this down. So we've got to close it first for no reason at all, because it's the creation kit. I'm going to save, actually. Good opportunity to save. Just out of curiosity, is it possible to have 3 characters in conversation, like how Lucien and some followers can have conversations with one other NPC, or is that complicated to get right? Yes! It's absolutely possible. It just requires quite a lot of coordination, because it's hard enough to get one other mod author to be willing to collaborate with you on voice acting something, to get 2 to be willing to collaborate with each other and you and work with everyone's availability is quite an undertaking. So that's why we haven't got any. But I have got some conversations that are different depending on who's with you, and I would love to set up a 3-way conversation at some point in the future. Oh, well, Shiva, I was really grateful to you for making those Twitch badges for me. It was very kind of you. Right, so I want to find that variable, which is down here, global, and it is JR Lucien name int. That's it, JR Lucien name int, which is used 617 times in the mod. JR Lucien name int. So we're going to go to quest. We're going to go back to player name. JR Lucien name int. Oh, Valley of Plenty, whoa. So we're going to go, this is going to be a type, it's going to be global. It's going to be global variable. And it's going to be JR Lucien name int. Press OK, and it should automatically fill. There we go, it's filled. JR Lucien name int there. I'm going to hit OK. And we're going to go JR Lucien name int dot set value 0. I think that'll work. We hit compile, see if there are any errors from that. I'm pretty sure I've got the implementation right. Thanks so much for the bits, Words Without Rules. I will always work to bring the best smallest boy to Skyrim. Thank you, I really appreciate that. It's lovely when you say lovely things. Right, Amanda it is, and that's the end of the conversation, so I'm not going to have any further topics or anything, and this should just bring you back to the general start of the conversation. You know, your usual follower options. And that's fine. It doesn't need to have any conditions on it. So we'll leave that exactly as is. Of course, the value isn't 0. I've got that wrong. The 0 is when you have no name set. So Amanda is 1. So that value needs to be not set value 0, it's set value 1. Compile. There we go, and that's done. So now if every time I copy and paste this, I should get that already set up for me, but with a different number. So I'm going to pop this one back up here, and we're going to do 0. So and I need to set a general condition on the quest to make sure it's just Lucien lines here. Don't call me anything. Don't call me by name at all. And that's going to set it to 0. And actually, that one I'm going to put at the bottom. I think it'll look tidier down at the bottom rather than at the top. Dio says, what would be stronger, 0 or infinite? I assume you're referring to the numbers 0 and infinite, and not 0 and infinite, which are the two forms of the character from Sonic Forces. In which case, infinite is stronger, because he has the Phantom Ruby. But 0 or infinite as numbers? Well, if you do 0 times anything, you get 0. Whereas if you do infinite times 0, well, in theory, you'd still get 0. If you do 1 divided by infinity, you'd get 0. But I'd say in terms of multiplications, then I'd say 0 is the stronger, because 0 times anything is still 0. Even an infinite amount of zeros are still 0. So 0 overrides infinite, maybe? Dunno, ask a mathematician. Ah, but of course I've put this in the wrong place. Don't call me by name at all, I've put here. And it shouldn't be there, it should be as a topic of its own. Player name. And I want this to be at the bottom. And it sorts alphabetically. So I'm going to put Z at the start there, just to make it force to the bottom. I'm going to go Z none. And I'm going to move this topic now to Z none. There we go. Don't call me by name at all. And I've typed in here what Lucien's going to... I've got this all wrong here. Look, it shouldn't be in there. Never mind that. It should be up here in the topic text. There is a fight in Jojo Witch in which Golden experience Rek, who can return everything to 0, and Tusk Act 4, who has the power of infinite rotation which cross dimensions. I have no idea what you're talking about, but that sounds like fun. Oh, and of course here, this needs to be called options. Player name options, Z none, to be consistent. Amanda it is... Okay. And then this one needs to have the text, don't call me by name at all. And Lucien's response is going to be... Sure. Sure thing. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to copy this over. We're going to create a whole bunch of topics first. So player name, no, it's not automatically filling options in for me because the creation kit's rubbish like that. So I'm actually not going to bother having that player name options in there. We're just going to put it as Amanda Z none. And I'm going to create a whole bunch more topics now. So player name, who's next? Ashley Benito Bjorn. Ashley Oops. Benito. I'm afraid this isn't going to be very exciting to watch, guys. But it's what needs doing. Bjorn. Ha! That's funny. Cold spaghetti. Maybe I could do something with that then. Right. Ashley, Benito, Bjorn. Why won't the Excel thing open? Here we go. Bran, Christopher, David, Ethan. Bran. Christopher. David. Ethan. There we go. And save. Golden Experience Requiem is from Part 5 Vento Oreo, and Tusk Act 4 is from Part 7 Steel Ball Run. So I know what most of those words mean. It's just when you put them together in that particular order, I've got no clue what you're on about. But I know what Golden means, and Experience, and Requiem, and Part 5. I don't really know about Vento Oreo, but I know what a Tusk is, and a Steel Ball, and running. I'm just struggling on the assembly. Oh, look, I've got 49 sub points. If I have 50 sub points, I can add a new emoji for you guys who are subscribers to use. So if one of you wants to bump me up to 50, you can have a new emoji. Thanks so much for the follow, Grand Tulinju. But yeah, 49 at the moment, so we're nearly there. Maybe we'll get there by the end of the stream. So, you have come across the creator of Lucien Bowser. I will bow back. Welcome. I'm glad you've come across me. I hope to entertain you, or at least provide mildly interesting content. Oh, thanks so much for the sub, Anxious Ace. That means we have 50 sub points. Which means I can add that emoji. Which I will do at the end of the stream, because it takes a while to approve anyway. It takes like 24 hours. Because someone has to review it at Twitch to make sure it's not rude. Oh, Joseph, it is a bizarre situation who only those which read JoJo understand. Yes, I'm sure it is. Vento Oreo is Italian for golden wind. Ah, makes sense. That means I currently have 49 subs, Stalia, because one person is subscribing at tier 2, which means they contribute 2 sub points. Well, thanks so much, Anxious. Can we get an emote of Lucien doing finger guns like this? I don't have any emotes of Lucien doing finger guns, so no, but I do have emotes of Lucien from the Discord server that I can put here. So I was going to put one of those. Yay! Thanks so much for the bits, Fickle! Why are the Stormcloaks black and blue? Because they can't see the white gold Concordat. I like that. That's deep. That's a deep cut joke. Ah, Hype Train! Thanks so much for gifting the sub, Nuna. That's really kind. Hope you enjoy that, A Fistful of Sky. Yeah, there's a Hype Train happening, which has happened a couple of times before. Basically, what happens is there's badges up for grabs. Cool train badges. And anything that happens, like now, within the next... You've got 4 minutes and 30 seconds to do things like cheering with bits. Thanks, Miss Toasty. And subbing, things like that. If you do enough of those, you'll go up to level 2 on the Hype Train, and level 3 and level 4. And the higher level you get it to, the more badges you'll get. The better the badge you'll unlock afterwards, and the more emojis you'll unlock. So all of you guys will unlock particular emojis and badges for those of you who are here in the stream. So that's what happens. I think they have a different theme for the Hype Train every month or something. Oh, thanks so much for the bits, Fickle. So that's just put us up to 76% on the Hype Train of level 1. So we're nearly at level 2. So yeah, it's a thing you can do if you want. Nobody feel any pressure to do it. No one should ever feel any pressure to donate to me or anything like that. But that's what it is. That's what the Hype Train is. And there's one of those going. So if you want emojis and badges and things, then go for it. And of course, that will obviously massively support me as well, which I really appreciate. Anyway, I'm going to crack on with doing this. So how far do we get? We got to Ethan. So we now need... Oh, thanks, Stalia. That's really kind. Thanks for subbing. Well, for gifting the sub. The 20-year-old baby. Hope you enjoy that. So yeah, now we've hit Hype Train level 2. So you will all now unlock at the end of this you will unlock badges and emojis and things because you've completed level 1 of the hype train. So as more stuff happens, if we did manage to get to level 3, you'd unlock more, and so on. Hello, 6glitz, welcome to the stream. So, right, the next ones were after Ethan, we've got Gary, Isabel, James, and Jennifer. So let's go back into there, and we're going to go JR Lucien, player name. Gary. Gary, of course, I added for Smart Blue Cat, the creator of Inigo. Thanks so much for the bits, Bard. I couldn't. I'm so inspired by Inigo, who's the father of all follower mods, that I had to put Gary in there just as a thank you to him. Oh, thanks so much, Check Morticia. You guys are being so generous. Thank you. We're probably going to get to like level 3 then. I mean, we're on 39%, so maybe not, but 4 minutes left to get to level 3. I don't know whether that'll happen or not, but thank you. That's really kind. Now I've already forgotten what the next name was. Gary, Isabel, James, Jennifer, and Jessica. Isabel, James, Jennifer, and Jessica. Amanda, Ashley, Benito, Bjorn, Bran, Christopher, David, Ethan, Gary, Isabel, James, Jennifer, Jessica, ZZZ none. I forget your name. Thanks so much, Vickle. Thank you. Really appreciate that. I love you from the bottom of my pencil case. Oh, thanks for the bits, Miss Toasty and Vickle. Thank you. I love the way you never ask me why. Oh, the other gling from the bits from Vickle. Thank you. You could do an emoji which would allow us to do combinations like this. I mean, I guess I could. Wouldn't I need 2 for that? Ah, the stream has... Oh, no, that's okay. It's fine. But I'd need to unlock 2 emoji slots to be able to do that. If I wanted them to join together. Right, so Joshua, Matthew, Michael... Joseph, Joshua, Matthew, Michael, Nils. Player name Joseph. Can't think who that's for. Oh, thank you, Nuna. Joseph. Joshua. Matthew. Michael. Nils. Oh, yay, so we hit level 3 on the hype train. More emojis for everyone. Oh, well, yeah, the name thing doesn't work so well for people who always choose different names for their characters, but some people, like me, always choose the same name for their character. Nils is already in use. Ah, I accidentally replaced that. There you go. Nils. That's better. And for people who always use the same name, this works particularly well. I mean, I can always do several names for people, but obviously that takes more time. Right, so where did we get to? We got Matthew, Michael, Nils, Robert, Sarah, and now we've gone out of alphabetical order here. So, because I was adding these at a later date. So now, Robert, Sarah, Callum, Ellie. Robert, Sarah, Callum, Ellie. Robert, Sarah, Callum, Ellie, what? Robert, Sarah, Callum, Ellie, Gornair. Now, I'm just going to copy and paste that because I'm just not going to spell it right. Because I never do. Gornair, Leonard, Mittens, Nara. Gornair. Leonard, which I made for Gopher on the off chance he wanted to use it. Mittens. Nara. Well, Gelidity, do let me know if you do decide on a name you'd like at any point, and I'd be happy to add it. And yes, there are more... I can't say it. There are lots more Narusa lines coming in the next update, Nuna, for sure. So you can look forward to that. Right. Right, Leonard. Did I do Mittens? Mittens. Nara. Narusa, Raymir. Excuse me, Tiny Lucien. Narusa, Raymir, Rosen, William. Narusa. Raymir. Did I spell that right? Raymir, yeah. Rosen. William. And I think this is a good time to save before I lose all this progress. Thanks so much for the bits, Vickle. How does one get their character name added to the list? So one gets their character name added to the list, basically, because I can't do it for everyone, because I just can't. It's not sustainable, because there are so many people who want names. I can't offer it to just anyone on the internet. However, I do offer it as a special reward for Patreon people who support me on Patreon, at the Lucian's Best Buddy tier and above, because that's the only way I can keep the numbers low enough, but still offer it, you know, keep it as a special reward to give back to people who are supporting me. But not have the numbers get absolutely overwhelming. So that's the best balance I've found for it. So yeah, at the moment, I'm afraid it is just a Patreon reward. And I've also got it as a special thank you for some of the people who helped me put Lucien together. And for a couple of streamers who inspired me and things like that. Yeah. Is Victoria on the name list? I thought I put it there. But come to think of it, I didn't see it here earlier. I might have missed it off this one. In which case, let me correct that. Yeah, it's not there. Well spotted. Let's put Victoria on the bottom. There we go. That should be there. Victoria. And we'll pop that in. HIJKLMNO. We'll insert that in there and we'll make that 108. Volinaire 109. And Ilva 110. There we go. That's more like it. Sorry about that, Vickle. Thanks for pointing me in the right direction. Yay, thanks for the bits. Hype train complete. I think the hype train finished. Yes, the hype train finished. And emojis and things are being given out and badges and stuff. So we hit level 2? I think we hit level 2. Maybe we hit level 3. We hit something. I think we hit level 3. So there we go. Thanks so much for doing that, guys. Joseph, do you plan on making a creation club for Lucien about the Nyx Hound we can buy in Solstheim in the future? So, Lucien already has one interaction with the Nyx Hound creation club file, which is that he comments on enemy Nyx Hounds when he's fighting one. He has a taunt for them, which I did using a patchless interaction system. I plan on expanding that in the future, so that he'll comment on the Nyx Hound follower for sure. But yeah, there is already something in there, which is why it's on the list of ones that Lucien recognises, but I want to make it bigger. Right, so Bobzilla says, how would you give your follower unique armor? Ah, hydrate, thank you. How would you give your follower unique armor unique to him, like Hoth has unique armor? So what you would do for that, you'd have to create it as a mesh. And I'm not very good at creating meshes. I don't really know anything about it. I've never done it. So I can't really advise you on it. But you'd need to create custom meshes for that and set that up as an armor add-on. And then attach that armor add-on to an armor item. So you'd have a custom item of armor. And then you would add that to your character's outfit. So if you open up the actor record for the NPC... Where is it? I always get confused. Character, no. Actors, here we go. Actor, and you find J.R. Lucien Flavius in here. And if you look under J.R. Lucien, you'll find... is it traits? Stats? Inventory. There you go. Inventory. JR Lucien outfit defaults. You can assign an outfit which contains particular clothes. And here are the clothes in the outfit. So you would put your custom armor set into the outfit. And then that'll be equipped by default. And your follower will still equip something if you give them something better. They'll equip it over the outfit. So you would set that so that they have these items. And then you would not give your follower an option to trade things. You could give them a custom trade things that just opens a container instead, just to store things but not use them. That would be probably the best way to do it. Or you could make your armor more powerful than any other armor in the game so that they'll always wear it. One of those two. Anyway, there we go. Deep, so deep. The only one I hope to meet depends upon the tears you weep. So cry, lover, cry. Cry, cry, oh Candace. Oh, Victoria, I've just seen your messages on Patreon. Sorry, right, okay, you hadn't requested Victoria before, which is why it wasn't on the list. I'm sorry, I thought it was before, but you hadn't requested it, and now you have requested it, and now I've added it. So it's fine. We're sorted. We've got the name there. Apologies for the confusion, but yes, that'll be in the next update for sure. Depends upon the tears you weep. So, where are we? Player name. How far did we get? William, I think we got as far as... Did we add William? Yes, we did. Excuse me, Tiny Lucien, if you could just hop down there. Thank you. So now we need Ingrid, Alucard, Anais. Player name, Ingrid. Player name, Alucard. Player name, Anais. Once you finish covering all the CC mods, would there be a plan to make a separate all-in-one patch for those of us with all of the CC content? Would that be too large an undertaking? Yeah, it is a big undertaking to do that, so it definitely wouldn't be something I would do until I'd finished making all the CC plugins. And the thing with that is it would only work for people who have every single Creation Club file, and there really aren't that many people who have all of that, so it would be a fair bit of work for me to do to merge them all together. It would be quite difficult, and minimal people would actually be able to use it. So probably not. I think the amount of work it would be for me is not proportionate to the amount of people who could actually use the plugin. So it's not something I'm planning on at the moment, I'm afraid. But I might change that stance later on. I don't know if enough people ask for it or something. I might do a poll later on to gauge the interest in it, but I really don't have the stats available to me to know who has all the Creation Club content, but there cannot be that many people who've spent that much money to have all the Creation Club content. Alucard, Anais. Right, now we want Aria, Avery, and Dylan. Actually, I've got Aria twice on the list here. I need to sort that out. But anyway, right. See you, 20-year-old baby. Thanks for joining. So, Aria, Avery, Dylan. Avery. Dylan. Oh, I didn't actually do Aria. Aria. There you go. Aria, Avery, Dylan. Let's do some more. New topic. Now we're going to do Amelia, Fenline, and Genevieve. Amelia, did I spell that right? No, it's Amelia. Fenline, do you see how long this is going to take? The fact that we still haven't even finished setting up the topics, let alone the dialogue. Amelia, what was it now? Fenline. I don't know if it'll let me have an apostrophe in there. It will. Good. Oh, no, it's removed the apostrophe for me. That's fine. And new topic, player name, Genevieve. The kind of patch would be more like for Xbox players where patches count against the 150 mod limit, and I don't think there are many of us that have bought all the CC. I just activate the patches for one or two of the CIC items I plan to use for a playthrough, and that's it. Yeah, exactly. So it wouldn't be useful except for people who have all of the CC. That's the thing. That's why it's tricky. Genevieve. Now, Lily, Lucille, Mean, Yarlak. Lily, Lucille, Mean, Yarlak. Now, funnily enough, Mean there, M-I-N, is spelt min, which is a string that the game already has saved. So when it comes to displaying that in the MCM, when I try and display the name min, it always goes lowercase. It goes lowercase M-I-N rather than the uppercase M, which looks really weird. And it does that because the game the memory already has loaded into it the string M-I-N, which is lowercase, which it uses for something else entirely unrelated, which is a weird quirk. So in order to get around that, I actually type space M-I-N space into the MCM. And I put it at the correct place. And you can't tell because it's centered, so you can't see the space on either side. And that forces it to recognize as a new string because it didn't have space M-I-M space. It had just M-I-N, which is a little quirk. So what did we have? We had Lucille, Min, Yarlak. Did I do Lucille? Yeah. So now, we're about halfway through, nearly. You saying all these names make me think, wow, Lucien has a lot of friends. Yes, he does. And yes, the Shining Absol, they are all ESL flagged. So the only people who would want the patch, again, would be people on Xbox who have a limit on the number of plugins because they don't get a benefit from ESLs. But everyone on PC, because they're all ESL flagged, there would be no benefit to them whatsoever of me creating an all-in-one patch. So again, that really massively narrows the number of people it would be useful for. The only benefit it would be to them was they'd have fewer downloads to do, but it helps me when you have multiple downloads because then when someone posts a bug report, I can see which specific version you have of each patch. Whereas if they were all grouped together in one thing, I could just see they have the plugin set downloaded and I wouldn't be able to tell whether they've got the correct ones installed when people report that things don't work. I think I've only been asked maybe 3 times to merge them, twice or 3 times. There's not been a significant amount of demand for it, for sure. Right, Deja, Morgan, Lena, Annika. Deja, Morgan, Lena, Annika. Deja, Morgan, Lena, Annika. See you, May. Like I say, it's something that I might consider, but it's not something I would consider until I'd finished doing all the CC plugins. And that's not something not a stage I'm going to get to for a long while anyway. So it's a question for the future, really. Certainly not going to be practical anytime soon. Nox, Candle, Freya, Minerva. This cannot be interesting content. But I'm glad you're here. Those of you who are. Which will be all of you, because if you're not here, you won't hear me. Nox, Candle, Minerva. What was the other one? Freya. And then I saw Naynar there as well. Freya. Oh, was that with a J or a Y? J. And then Naynar. Now, was that capitalized? No. And then I saw Paula there as well. Paula, it's entirely possible I'll have missed one. I'm going to save. We'll soon find out later whether I missed one or not. Anakin! No, not Anakin. Annika. Ladybug's Art. Hello, Ladybug's Art. Welcome to the stream. I recently made the switch from LE to SE, finally, and used the 100 credits you get on Arcane Accessories. Excellent choice. Arcane Accessories is probably my favourite Creation Club content. I like the name Nox too, and if you like the name Nox, you can find it in Valkyrie Air's story on Archive of Our Own, which is also another really good story, which is Nox, Whisper of Arcay. And if you check that out, that is a great story. That's definitely worth a read. I think there might be Silvery Shadow on Archive of Our Own. I'm not quite sure, but you should check that out. And yes, I definitely recommend the unofficial CC Patches set. I've got a bunch of unofficial Creation Club updates on the Nexus, which are quite old because I haven't updated them in a while. But they will disable the quest from starting and make another bunch of fixes and improvements. Alternatively, there's the very popular set by Garfand, which is an all-in-one download sort of thing that will do, which is just purely bug fixes. Whereas my updates go a bit further than bug fixes with some general quality of life improvements and things. But if you're after bug fixes and disabling the quests, then Garfand is probably the one for you. So have a look at his thing on the Nexus, because that'll stop all those quests from auto-starting, which is invaluable for immersion. Right. Scorpius, Terry, Draylen, Iric. Now, there was a bug in a previous version because of how these IDs, Scorpius and Terry, are 54 and 55. There was a bug in a previous version where players called Terry, because I messed up this ID, would occasionally get called... No, players called Scorpius would occasionally get called Terry, which I think is quite a fun juxtaposition, because Scorpius is a very serious name, or Scorpius, and Terry is not. So yeah, that's in the changelog, as players called Scorpius will no longer occasionally be addressed as Terry. So yeah, Scorpius, Terry, Draylen, Iric. Scorpius, Terry, Draylen, and I think it's Iric. Iric. There we go. Okay, see you, Check. I'm sorry it didn't, the stream isn't working out for you. Do let me know if anyone else is having problems, but yeah. Oh, Valk is Air Rose 39 on Archive of Our Own. It is an amazing story, but yeah. See you, Toasty. Thanks for joining. Right. So we got as far as Iric. What was next? Elise, Narian, Ren, Varuith. Elise, Nerian, N-E-R-I-E-N? Nerian, yeah. Ren. Varuith. Right, Cthulin, Gerwolf, Hannah, Jari. Cthulin, Gerwolf, Hannah, Jari. There we go. Howdy, Inebriate. Welcome to the stream. Jondor, Kylie, Lacourte, Martin. Jondor, Kylie, Lacourte, Martin. Morwen, Rasha, Salim, Ushitu. Morwen. Oh no! Stalia, go and charge your phone. Morwen. Rasha. Am I spelling that right? Rasha. There we go. Salim. Ushitul. There we go. I think I spelled that one right as well, did I? Yeah. See, Tiny Lucian's gone to sleep. He finds this boring. Save. Oh. Hope you guys are suitably entertained. If at any point you do find this incredibly boring, if you look over my shoulder, you'll see Grey. And she's much cuter. So check her out. She's having a little bath. Right. J.R. Lucien player name. Let's go back in again and carry on. What are you all doing at the same time as watching the stream? I'm sure you've got something else going on. Thanks so much for the follow, XXX Phasey. Oh, posture check. Hydrate. Thank you, Nuna. Playing Skyrim, a very good thing to be doing. Starly, you're back into playing Skyrim again, are you? I thought you'd gone off that. I thought you decided you weren't a Skyrim fan anymore. Listening to work meetings, that doesn't sound fun. Oh, yay, we've got a bot. Wanna become famous? Buy followers, primes, and views on fakeyMcFakeland.fakecom. Fakety fake fake. Let's ban that bot. They always keep showing up. They obviously have zero faith in me as a streamer if they think I need to do that. Come on, bots, have a little belief. Encourage me, honestly. I need the bots to back me. Gelidity working on updates for the Legacy CC Patch Hub. Awesome! It's a shame I won't be able to use those updates in Lucien the Dragonborn, because obviously you said that you need a new save for it, but yeah. Currently reading about the Lucien mod, considering it for my next load order. Well, consider away. I love chill streams like this. I can write stories and edit videos without sitting in silence. Oh, well, that's nice. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Nuna's hoping for trains. Well, I hope the trains arrive. As of now, I'd say you happen to be much more popular than the bots. Well, that's true. I just banned the bots, so they're not popular here. I found this stream before I knew Lucien existed. Oh, cool. I'm glad it functions that way round as well. I obviously have yet to convince you. Well, look, you can have all these names. He can call you by any one of these names if you like. That's a fun feature, isn't it? You totally should, Cold Spaghetti. Go for it. Everyone should write. Yeah, and I probably won't go for that Gelidity because I'm not going to risk the playthrough at all, because that would be a nightmare if I had to delete the Lucien, the Dragonborn save and start again. The best feature of Lucien is that he is a lad and a friend. He is indeed. He is a lad and he is a friend. Right. How far did I get? I think I did Varuith, didn't I? Varuith, yes. So we're on to Cthulin, Gerwolf, Hannah, and Jury. Did I do Cthulin? I did. Did I do Gerwolf? Yeah, I did Hannah, and I did Jury. Oh, I've done way more than that, haven't I? Jury, Jondor, Kylie, Lacourt. I'm on to Martin, Morwen. Right, I did Raasha, I did Salim, I did Ashitul. Right, we're on to Vaylin. Vaylin, Aiden, Daniel, walks in sleep. These names, of course, Jarry, Jondor, Lacourt, may be familiar to some of you. Because a man can hope. I hoped that if I put them there, then they might surprise Shirley, whose characters they are. I thought if Shirley, Skyrim Grandma, ever happened to install Lucien, then there might be a lovely moment of her being surprised by her characters being called by name. But she never has, so I live in hope. Don't tell her. I want it to be a surprise. But yeah, that's why I did those. What are your thoughts on Buff Boy Kaiden history? I think Kaiden's an awesome follower, and it was great. I was honoured to be able to set up interactions with him. Ah, Shiva highly recommends Lucien. That's nice. My current playthrough has Lucien and Rumarine from interesting NPCs. I'm so spoiled by Lucien now, though, with how he talks to other followers. I wish they would talk to each other too. Yes, I would love to do that at some point as well, but it's all a matter of priorities and time. And it's always difficult to set up interactions because you need to have that back and forth and the collaboration and everything. But I would like to do interesting NPC interactions at some point in the future, for sure. Inigo is a fantastic follower. Highly recommend. So you're on a good thing there by having him there, Fistful of Sky. And yes, they do have some dialogue together. You can, for what it's worth, you can recruit Lucien at any point in the playthrough. He's designed to be recruitable at any time. Obviously, if you recruit him after you've completed the main quest, you'll miss out on his comments on the main quest. But, you know, he is designed that you can pick him up whenever, and it should be fine. You'll have a subtly different experience with some of the lines as well, depending on what you've completed. Anyway, right. If I could pull Emma out of retirement for Velia banter, I would be a very happy man. Alas, that is not really an option. So no, but I would love to do banter with Velia, but it's out of my hands, I'm afraid. Oh, no, you don't come across as demanding at all. Just trying to answer the questions honestly, that's all, really. Right, now I'm keep getting distracted as to where I ended up. We had all of these. So we were on to Valen. Did we do Valen? No, we didn't do Valen. Let's do Valen. Valen! Valen has been supporting me on Patreon for a very long time. Massively grateful to Valen. Aiden, Daniel, Walks in Sleep, Angela. Aiden, Daniel, Walks in... Will it let me have hyphens? No, it won't. Angela. What happened with Velia, people were incredibly critical of her voice acting, and that's what happens when people give away something for free on the internet and you come along and criticise them. They stop giving away the thing for free. Which is why I don't think you should be mean to mod authors. I mean, obviously I'm biased because I'm a mod author, but when someone puts their time into doing something for free and all you can say to them is that you think they've done it wrong and they should do better and they should do different and things, then funnily enough it discourages them and they leave the community. So sadly that's what happened with Velia. But there we go. The community can have two sides to it. I've been wonderfully lucky with my experience with Lucien because everyone, for the most part, people have been really supportive and lovely about him. I get the few bits of hate mail every now and again, but so does every mod author. But, you know, sort of enough that I can ignore. But I know for Velia and Emma, it became an awfully big thing. And you still read horrible things about her online, which I think is a tremendous shame. But there you go. Hopefully we learned from it as a modding community. I don't know if we did. But yeah, that's what happened with that one. What am I doing now? I'm implementing custom names for XB1, Xbox One, which is a very, very, very slow process. Yin Spirit, Lucien is 0 out of 10 because he doesn't fit my vision specifically. Sarcasm. That is something I get a lot. Oh, don't worry about it, Bard. You become thick-skinned when you release a mod. You learn to ignore these things. I don't get it as bad as a lot of people do. Jack, Kavash, Kayla, Veronique. Jack. Kavash. Kayla, but it's because of things like that is one of the reasons I'm very strict in my Discord. I know some of you feel slightly oppressed and whatever by the amount of rules we have in the Discord about keeping things wholesome. But it's maintaining that positive, supportive environment that's so important to me because I can't have another situation like happened to Velia and Emma. And I want it to be a friendly space for me, you know, where I'm comfortable. So I know that means you can't always necessarily say everything that you want to say, and you would say in another server. But it makes me feel happy in the space, and it allows me to interact with you guys without it becoming difficult for me or oppressive or anything, and keeps it a positive space for everyone. So that's why I do that. Could you post your patch for Tundra Homestead and Anna NPCs, please? There is no patch for Anna NPCs. The Anna NPCs interactions are built... Oh, I see. Sorry, the compatibility patch for Tundra Homestead and Anna NPCs. Yes, I can do that at some point. Remind me. Someone remind me. I want to... Dio says, I want to try buy Lonely Worlds this Christmas, but I don't know if they would deliver here to Brazil and how it would be the process. It's Amazon. It's all fulfilled by Amazon. So I don't know if you get Amazon in Brazil. I think Amazon's a thing in Brazil. If it is, then you can get a delivery. Otherwise, I think they'll ship it overseas. But I'm not sure how that works. You'd have to look it up yourself, really. I don't do any of the fulfillment for Lonely Worlds. Alternatively, I have a Patreon tier, but it's a high tier, you know, $50, the $50 tier. I do signed copies and send them out. I have to set it that high, I'm afraid, because the postage for me to post books overseas is astronomical. So it's the only way I can break even. But if you did want to do that, I know it's expensive. If you did want to do that, I could ship it directly to you in Brazil. Signed copies of Lonely Worlds and my other book, Mythicia. But whatever you fancy. I'm sure Amazon will fulfill it for you, but I expect the postage will be expensive that way as well. Otherwise, you can get it on Kindle. Kindle's an option. If you get the Kindle app. If you're happy to read an ebook. You're very welcome to swear in the server if you want, Cold Spaghetti. You can't swear here because you'll get moderated by the auto mod thing. But if you swear in the server, that's okay. I prefer for people to not do it, but it's not a rule. But yeah, I'm glad you've not felt oppressed. Is Amazon a thing in Brazil? So yes, they have the entire Amazon. Yes, the actual Amazon is in Brazil, but Amazon the company. Today I played Skyrim with a friend and we went to the jungle with Lucien. Oh, Elsewhere did you go to? Did you use the Elsewhere patch? I hope you did. Because Lucien has loads to say about Elsewhere. Now, how far did we get with this? I've got confused again. We did Walks in Sleep. We did Argila. Did we do Jack? Yeah. Kavash we did. Kayla, did we do? We did. Veronique. Did we do Veronique? Let's add Veronique. Okay, Cold Spaghetti. Oh, thanks, Master Emerald. Glad you're enjoying it. Yes, please do leave an Amazon review. Amazon reviews are massively appreciated and really help with me getting the book out there. So thank you so much. Do I have any experience using short grass on SE? I'm afraid not. I've never used it, so I couldn't really advise. Sorry. Oh, words without rules. Yeah, no, you do need to install the patch if you want Lucien to talk about Elsewhere. So we wanted Veronique here. Right, what's next? Vilius, Alexander. Look, we're nearly at the bottom. We can see the end. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Right. Vilius, Alexander, Hossam, Marwen. Vilius, Alexander, Hossam, Marwen. We're getting there. What's little Lucien climbing? I don't know. Probably up one of the windows. But yeah. He's sitting there nicely now. He's a good boy. A hat, a fist full of sky. How could anything go wrong? And oh, for shame, I do not even know your name. Right. Adiel, Draconas, Illyria, Amorphray. These are getting difficult to spell now. Adiel, which I think was 1D, wasn't it? Draconas. We're now into the territory of ones which are new in the next update. There you go. Illyria. Illyria, there we go. And Amorphray for Zelda. Spirit, excuse me, Joseph, you haven't added my name yet. Once again, Lucien is 0 out of 10. I'm getting there. Bear with me. Right. Little Lucien is so cool. How do you make... So, Little Lucien is a shemiji, which you can download online, and he was made by Shiva. Shiva did all the animations for him. So, you can find it in the Discord. If you search for the word shemiji in my Discord server, you will find the link for Tiny Lucien. I do want to share him. I'll probably put him on the Nexus page at some point soon, if I remember, to make him easier to find, because he's never had a problem for me now. So, yeah, I'll probably put him there. But... yes, that's where you can get him. Sacrilegious, I would love to hear Lucien. I'd love to hear Lucien sing the songs from 3D NPCs, Mogo's Mead and Dust on Anvil's Harbour. So, funnily enough, Lucien does actually hum Mogo's Mead. A couple of lines from it he will hum to you. But I would love him to sing the full songs, but also they're not mine. They're not my copyright, so I'd need to get permission from whoever wrote them. And I'm not sure who... I guess I'd ask the mod author of Interesting NPCs about that. I would need permission before I started recording it. But yeah, I would love to add those. I'm planning on adding songs to Lucien so he'll sing them on demand anyway. That's the plan for the future. Maybe in the next update, depends. Probably not, because I want to get this feature out soon rather than later. Joseph, what songs do you have stuck in your head? I've had Babylon by Lady Gaga on the mind for a while. I don't have any stuck in my head at the moment. I do occasionally get Thank You Baked Potatoes still. And a bit of Detective Lucien. But nothing for a while. Have you considered making a second character? Yeah, I'm currently working on a second follower mod as part of my tutorial series. I've got a tutorial series called How to Make a Follower Mod like Lucien Flavius. And in that, I'm working on a Khajiit called Jacuzzi. He won't be nearly as extensive as a Lucien. The point of him is just to demonstrate each of the things I show in the tutorial. But I will be releasing him later on at some point, and he'll have interactions with Lucien. So that'll be another follower. Hello, by the way, Rongo Miniad. Welcome to the stream. Lovely to have you here. I'm sorry, but also not sorry, Bard. Right, where did we get up to? Adiel, Draconas. Did we do Illyria? We did do Illyria. Amorphray, did we do? We did do Amorphray. Angund, Aria, and Belladonna. Angund. Now, Aria I need to discuss with Shiva at some point. So I'm just going to put a line through that one for now. Because we already did Aria as another name. And there was another name request that also matched Aria. But it didn't. It was a different name. And I asked if I could make it Aria, not realizing I already had Aria. So I need to... I don't know if you're still here, Shiva. Shiva, are you still here? What would you like me to do with this one? Because this was your request that came through May on Patreon. What would you like me to do with it, Shiva? Because it was Auraria, if you are here. Or did Shiva go? It was Auraria or Auraria or something, and I asked if I could make it, but it was supposed to be pronounced Aria, so I asked if I could make it Aria. If you're still here, let me know what you want me to do with it. I'll skip it for now, though, because if you're not here, I'll PM you about it. Anyway, right. Angund, Aria, Belladonna. This pronounced Kevin. Kevin, Enora, Shiva. There we go. Would you like RE? Because we already, like I say, we already have Aria. I can do RE. If that helps, sure. We'll make it RE. RE it is. The reason I didn't want to go with the full Aria or whatever is because you said it was pronounced Aria. So if it's not pronounced how it's spelled, it means it's going to be very confusing and not useful for other people who also want to use that name. But Ari works. Kevin. Inora. Havli. Yalmig Kasara. Yalmig Kisara. Komora. Lisa. So nearly there. Michaela. Mikhail. Nicodemus. Raven. Spelt like this. Reptar. Rune. Rune. Socky. For Mega Socky. Victoria. Volanaire for Volanaire, who's my first YouTube member. The first person to subscribe to this system through YouTube rather than through Patreon. I do prefer it if it's through Patreon because I get a much bigger cut. But if you guys want to subscribe to, if you want to be a channel member through YouTube, that's another way you can request custom names is through that. So Volanaire, and then finally Ilva. And we're done. What does this part of the mod do? What this part of the mod does is Lucien will call you by name. So Lucien will say, if you select one of these names, then Lucien will say to you, if you select Marwen, then sometimes when you talk to Lucien, he'll say, "Hello there, Marwen." It's like the robot from Fallout 4. I've forgotten his name. But the robot who talks to you and says your name. That's what it is. It's a custom feature for that. So or he'll say, "Good morning, Sarah." Or when you Codsworth, that's it. Or when you die, he might say, "Scorpius, no!" Or he'll occasionally sing. What on earth is going on? We've got a troll. I'll just ban the troll. Gone. Or, yes, it's a pleasure to meet you, Valen. Yes, it's masses of work in terms of voice recording, but it's worth it, I think, to add a really personal touch for the long-term supporters of the mod. Yeah, I think it's nice. And I think it's a fun feature. Oh, don't worry about it, Nuna. But yes, there's a voice recording and everything. Yeah. Right. Onwards. So we've done all the custom names now, I think. I think we're all set. I don't think there are any more that I've missed. If you've requested a custom name from me on Patreon and I've not just read it out in this list, please do let me know because I've forgotten it. I really hope I haven't forgotten anyone's. But here we are. So that's all the names. So now we need to actually do the implementation for them. Now we've just created the topics. So we're going to open it up again. Okay. And actually, you know what? I'm going to take a really short break because we've been going for a couple of hours. And yeah, I'm going to take a short break, maybe get another cup of tea. And I will be right back. Probably be no more than 5 minutes. So I'll be back in about 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, to be honest, 5 to 10 minutes. It will be short. I'll be back really soon. Don't go anywhere or do if you want. I'm not the boss of you. But yeah, I will see you again really soon. Yeah, shan't be long. BRB. Hello, I'm back. Hello, friends. Looks like lots of you stayed. That's nice. Glad you're still here. What did I miss in the chat while I was gone? Many things. Many things. Nothing I really need to reply to, I don't think. Ah, Caleb, thank you so much for subbing. That's really kind of you. Really appreciate it. If you're still here. Hey, Zoe. Does Lucien have reactions to the initial Whiterun interactions, such as when you are sent to the Jarl to warn him about the Helgen dragon and when you first learn you are Dragonborn? I am trying to determine if I should pick him up before heading there when I start my modded playthrough, as I want to hear as much of his dialogue as possible. Yes, he does. He has interactions right from the very start. In fact, if you're using alternate start, such that you can have Lucien with you when, what's his name? Alduin. If you've got Lucien with you when Alduin attacks Helgen, which you can only do if you are using an alternate start mod, Lucien will even comment on that. He has dialogue from that stage right the way on. So, yeah, he'll comment on every part of the main quest. So you can recruit him as early as you like, and he'll comment on all of that. Or you can recruit him later, and he'll have slightly different stuff to say. And, yeah. Cool. Hope that helps. Why are you seeing all the text and not hearing my voice? I don't know why you're not hearing my voice. Maybe check that you have the volume turned up? I'm afraid I can't really help with that one. Hey, call me Mammoth! I'm sorry I scared you, people. I don't mean to be scary. I'm just going to open a window, actually. Give me a sec. Ah, you were lagging. I'm sorry. Yes, refreshing sometimes help. Right, so on with the creation kitterizing. Creation kittification. Kit creating. Create kitting. Sorry, I'm waffling. Screen with camera and over to the not the interwebs. I don't want the interwebs at all. What am I doing? Oh, you had a question earlier, but you picked a busy chat moment and it got buried. I'm so sorry if that happened. What was your question? I must have missed it. I'm scrolling back through to see if I can spot it, but feel free to type it again if you like. I'm afraid I can't see it. So it must have been a long way back. Yeah, no, please, if you don't mind, just ask the question again. If you could, thank you. Right, very beginner modded question to start, but the tutorial right now trying to get your follower to actually follow you after adding a custom voice is saying to essentially copy another one and change some things. No. No, that's not the way. So if you want a custom voiced follower, don't just copy another follower and change things. That won't work. Well, I don't know what your tutorial is telling you to do. But the way I would recommend you do it is the way that I've been describing in my custom follower tutorial series on YouTube. No, don't copy an existing one, make a new one. So the follower tutorial series on YouTube will show you how to do it. And if you can wait, and I'm really sorry, if you can wait until part 2 comes out, which I'm hoping to have ready for this weekend, I will show you exactly how to do it, exactly how to set up a custom voice follower quest. However, if you want to skip ahead and get started on it now, there are 2 tutorials that I recommend, and they are pinned in the Discord. If you go into the mod making section in the Discord and you look in the pins, you'll find links to the 2 tutorials. One of them is from Deck 16, and another one of them is on the Nexus, and they will show you how to set up a custom voiced follower on the vanilla framework, or how to set up a custom voice follower on the how to make a custom follower framework. I'll be showing you how to do both in YouTube, on the YouTube series. But yes, though there are those two tutorials there on my Discord server. Nuna or anyone else from the server, if you wouldn't mind copying and pasting a link here for the people who aren't in the Discord, that might be good. Like I say, they're pinned in mod making. But no worries if not. I don't know who's around or who's not. Bobzilla says, tips for voice acting in general, also tips for singing. My grandma is teaching me how to sing. She taught my cousin who has a beautiful voice. Well, tips for voice acting in general. Imagine, it's really basic stuff, but imagine that there is someone opposite you. Talk to a picture if you like, a picture of someone you trust and like. If you look at them or imagine there's someone there and really focus on saying what your lines are to the person. Be very careful not to be just reading them out. Try and use a natural tone of voice. So if you like, imagine someone has asked you to tell your friend this particular thing. So if your line is a particular thing, imagine someone said, oh, can you tell them that? And then do that. So even if that means you change the line slightly or whatever, but imagine someone's told you to tell someone this thing and then tell their picture or whatever as if you're telling them. You may find that helps. The other thing to do whenever you're voice acting is remember that the person can't see you. And when we're communicating in person, our facial expressions form a huge part of it. I'll just pop back to camera for this bit. So when we're talking, if you can see my face, that forms a huge part of my intonation. The way I'm looking, if I'm frowning like this, then that tells you a lot about my voice. Or if I'm smiling, then that tells you something else about what I mean now. But my voice itself might not change that much. And when you can't see my face, if you can't see me, then the sound becomes much more important. So any emotion that you're trying to portray, you need to amp up to about 200%. Maybe not 200%, maybe just 150. But if it sounds like too much to you, the chances are when you listen back to it, it's probably about right. So don't pantomime it as such, but go a bit further in portraying the emotion than you might necessarily do in person, because subtlety doesn't work quite so well with voice acting. It can work. I'm not saying don't be subtle, but if you want to get into voice acting, do try amping things up to make it more interesting, and be sure to vary your pitch. Don't just be monotone. Make sure you go up and you go down. You don't need to do it to the extent that I do, because my voice goes all the way up here and all the way down there, because I have a weird voice that does that. You don't need to do that, but just try not to have a monotone. Try and vary your pitch. In terms of singing, your grandma probably knows more than I do about teaching singing. All I can recommend really is to practice. Don't strain yourself. Stick within your... You can push your range. You can learn to sing higher and lower, but don't sing in a way that's uncomfortable for you. Make sure it's comfortable because you don't want to damage your vocal cords. But if your grandma was able to teach your cousin to have a beautiful voice, then listen to your grandma. I'm sure she can tell you everything. Nix89 has a question. Is the MCM text usually kept in the ESP file? I'm using Xtranslator to translate some mods and still don't know. No, the MCM text is in a script. So if I just switch across to Lucien's mod, I can show you exactly where it is. So if we go back to screen with camera and show you in the creation kit, and we close... Oh, no, player name here. No, we close that. If you open JR Lucien MCM here, and we have a look to the right under scripts here, we've got the scripts JR Lucien config menu, and this contains all the text in the MCM. So if you scroll down through all the variables, here are the lines. No, hang on, those aren't the lines. But here we are. So I've set up a whole bunch of custom commands here, but add header option customization. So that adds the header customization. Add menu option adds the player name menu with the list. So there's all these commands like this that contain all the text. So it'll all be contained within a script. Now, if you're going to be translating that, be super careful when you open the script. If you get a single thing wrong, if you delete a bracket or anything, you're going to cause errors and you're going to ruin people's saves potentially. So I would caution you maybe not to bother translating the MCM because it's too risky. If you are definitely going to do it, be super careful. Check everything. Make sure you're not breaking anything. But that's where it all is. Singing tip. If your voice isn't in the same range as the singer of the song you're attempting to sing with them, never be afraid to take it up or down an octave rather than strain yourself. Absolutely. Particularly if you're singing Toss a Coin to Your Witcher. That one's a nightmare. Or anything by Andrew Lloyd Webber. Change that key. Tone deaf is a myth. Unless you literally have a musiker, you can learn to sing signed a former music major. I am not obviously a music major. I can't confirm that to be true, but it is what I believe to be true. I do believe that anyone can learn to sing, and I strongly encourage anyone to try. If you think you can't sing, you probably can. Some people really, really can't, but that's very rare. A lot of people who think they can't actually can. No, that's what I'm saying. I know you're a former music major. I'm not a former music major, so I don't have the backing to support what you're saying with 100% confidence, but I do believe it to be true. And you should listen to the person with the music major. Fish and chips, yum! And have fun, definitely. Who cares how it sounds? Enjoy it. Listen to Vickle. Vickle knows what they're talking about. Right, so back into the player names. Now we're going to add some actual dialogue attached to these topics, but also we need to hook the topics up to the conversation. So, player dialogue. I heard Weber and my brain immediately went, touch me. Oh no, that's different. Touch me, trust me, savor each sensation. I don't know, touch me, it's so easy. I don't know what that's about. Is that a different thing? Touch me, it's so easy to leave me. I have no idea. When is the Twitch Sing stream? I don't know. We'll probably do one at some point. But my theatre teacher told me I couldn't sing. Everyone else disagreed, but it's hard to move past a professional telling you that. Ignore your theatre teacher. They know nothing. You can sing. Don't pay attention to anyone who tells you you can't do something unless they're a policeman. Or someone in authority who makes the rules. No, but in terms of someone telling you you're not physically able to do something, you are. Believe in yourself. Back yourself. I can't tell you how many people have said to me that they can't sing, and then they sing, and I'm like, all you need are some lessons, you aren't bad at all. Exactly! This, 100%. I'm not much good at singing, but it's fun, unless I'm trying to stream, and then it's scary. Yes, but be brave! You can sing. Cold is quoting Memory from Cats. Oh! Memory! Something, 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 something. I feel embarrassed when I do any attempts at singing. Well, if you just heard the noise I just made, hopefully that'll make you feel less embarrassed. No, there's no need to be embarrassed. It's great. Singing's lovely. No one will ever judge you for trying to sing unless you turn up on the X Factor or something and actually are trying to say, look, I'm a singer, and are trying to convince people you are a singer and show yourself off as being good. If you are just singing along with something, no one will ever judge you for it. And if they do, they're idiots. My favourite life advice is from Adventure Time. Sucking at something is like... I've lost it, it's just moved down. Is the first step to being sort of good at something. Yes, that is very true. Definitely true with modding. Vickle says, I can't sing, but absolutely love it, much to my family's chagrin. Especially since they're all stuck here all day. Thanks for the captive audience quarantine. Brilliant, I love that. You probably can sing, Vickle. You're probably better than you think you are. But I can understand how that can be annoying for family. My mum used to sing in the Liverpool Philharmonic, so there's a fair amount of living up to that I can't do because never had lessons. Well, practice, Nuna. I'm sure you'll be great. I don't think I've ever actually heard you sing, Nuna, because I missed the bit when you were singing. You were singing on stream before, and I missed it when you weren't there. I can't remember if I did or not. If I did hear you or not. I want to hear you sing again. Do another stream. Let me watch. The problem is I judge myself. Well, don't judge yourself. Be nice to yourself. Yeah, that's probably true, Fistful. I haven't watched it for years. I like singing, but I'm self-conscious as heck about other people hearing me. I just stutter and shut down if I find out someone hears me. Ignore them! Dance like no one's watching, sing like no one's listening. Mod like no one's playing. As a non-binary trans person, my favourite singing exercise is to find a male-female duet song and try to alternate singing both parts to widen my range. As a binary straight person, that's also one of my favourite things to do. And as you will know, if you listened to me try to do All I Ask of You on a previous stream, I will quite happily do both Christina and Raoul. Why not? And notes, I'll do Carlotta. I'll sing Carlotta any day. Yeah, all that, Vickle. Sing like they are listening and love every sound you make. Easier said than done. I sing and post it online to a secret account none of you will ever find. No way! I want to find that, Stalia. Let's hear you sing. I still can't sing those damn high E's in Phantom. Oh well. Oh, no one can sing the high E's in Phantom. Just transpose it. You'll save yourself so much hassle. My range is the low bids of Unchained Melody. Fair. Right, okay. Dialogue. We had the one thing for a minute. We need to hook all of these up. Oh, and we also need a Nevermind to leave it at whatever the default is. So let's do that. JR, Lucien player name, and this is going to be another ZZZ. Nevermind. Actually, this is going to be ZZZ. This is going to be ZZ none, because I want that to be above, and then ZZZ, Nevermind. I understand, Shiva, I'm that way with dancing. I physically cannot dance if I'm with people. I'm a terrible dancer, but I don't let it stop me. Oh, bits. Thank you so much, Fickle. That's really kind. I love those hearts. They're so cute. The main thing I'm self-conscious about with singing is how audible my gasps for breath are, or how frequently I have to cut off a held note to breathe because my lungs hate me. You can practice breath control. That is something you can absolutely learn. You can certainly improve it if you want. But don't worry too much about it. And if you're recording, you can always edit out the breaths afterwards. Posture check. Thank you, Yellow Ego Cat. Yeah, Fistful knows what they're talking about. Listen to Fistful. Okay, so we started with Amanda. So, oh yeah, I didn't set this up. I keep forgetting. So we need to get all of these topics and connect them up to the other one. And because I put them in a different quest, I probably created a problem for myself. But it'll be fine. What's the worst that could happen? I'm going to go follower. Tactics. And you know what? I know I put this in the tactics section before. I think it's going to be easier if I just move it out of it. If I put it somewhere else. Now this will probably crash the CK. No. Okay, it's not letting me move it to a different quest. Which is good. Quite frankly. Okay, we'll leave it here then. We'll leave it in this quest. That's fine. I don't know why that's not working. Maybe it will load if I leave it for ages, but never mind. That's fine, we'll leave it. Oh, I've moved it. Where the devil did that go? Help, I put it somewhere and I don't know where. That's definitely confused things. Where did I just move my line of dialogue to? Oh gosh. Did anybody see where that went? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Caelid. That's awful. So sorry. Sending best wishes and support. But yeah, did anyone see where that line went? Does anyone see what topic I just chucked it into? Tactics name, I chucked it into interview. Which is this old dialogue I don't use. There we go, we're fine. We're fine. It's going to be okay. I'm going to put it back in tactics. So we got it in tactics. That's fine. So, name. Link to. Add link. Right. Now the quest is called J.R. Lucien player name. Now this does often crash the CK, particularly if you're not using Newcom's CK fixes. Newcom's fixes do make this better though. Here we are. Here are all the lines under player name. I'm going to click on the top one, hold shift and hit the bottom one. We got them all. Okay. I've just imported 109 topic choices into this. And they are in, I hope, the correct order. Which is alphabetical, which is what we want. And at the bottom, we've got none and never mind. Perfect. Yay! That worked. Happy. Okay. So now back into player name. We've got half an hour or so. I'm going to carry on till 8:15, I think, this evening, actually. So another 45 minutes left of the stream, and then we'll stop. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-da-da. And the elephant goes toot, but there's one sound that no one knows. Oops. Nearly knocked my mic over. What does the fox say? Bing, bada, bing, bada, bing, bing, bada, bing, bada, bing, bada, bing, bada, bing, bada, bing. And so on. Right. Player name, Amanda. Let's copy and paste that. I'm just going to do this. hundreds of times. Right, move that into Adiel, which I think should be the first one. And we'll try and do this logically. Thanks for the bits, Vickle. See, Vickle encourages me. So, Adiel it is. And the value for Adiel, I'm going to sort these alphabetically now. Data. Sort. Hang on. Filter. That's what I want. Filter. Sort A to Z names. Right. Adiel is 87. 87. It's going to take ages. Creating a singing monster. That's me. Right. I'm like a singing Disney villain. Okay, I moved that to the wrong topic. I put it in Alexander. How did that happen? Don't know. Alexander it is. What number is Alexander? Number 84. That's number 84. And tonight's Thunderball is number 107. Which probably doesn't make any sense to those of you who are American. Right, let's try moving that one actually to Aiden now. If we bring the topic section bigger, there we go. So to request a name for you to record for Lucien, that's the Lucien's Best Buddy on Patreon. Yes, exactly. That's where I'm currently offering it. So if you were to subscribe to Lucien's Best Buddy, which no one should ever feel obliged to, so please only do that if you can afford to and would like to. But if you would like to, then if you subscribe to that and then just drop me a PM on Patreon, just drop me a direct message with the request that you want, and I'll be sure to add it in the next update. So this one is now Aiden. Aiden it is. Cow go moo, fish go glub, and the elephant goes toot. Thanks so much for the bits, Vickle. Oh no, that wasn't Vickle. It was Vickle. Wait, what happened? Something went gling. Oh, Vickle, you did a donation. Thank you so much. That's massively generous of you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Really kind. Okay, see you, Nuna. Thanks so much for joining for so long. Have a great rest of your day. Hope it cools down for you. Joseph, as an American to someone in the UK, is iced tea as blasphemous a thing in the UK as I've been led to believe? Not really. I quite like an iced tea every now and again. I like iced coffee more on a hot day. But yeah, I wouldn't say there's anything wrong with iced tea. But I'd just say I wouldn't call it the same thing as tea, you know, they're completely different drinks. Thank you so much, Vickle. I'll sing about elephants more if it means you do that. Right, Alexander. Did I do the right number for Aiden? I think I did. Alucard we want now. Microwaving water for tea may be blasphemous, but I've absolutely done it before. I've microwaved a cold cup of tea. You know, if I really wanted the cup of tea and I was really annoyed that it got cold, I have been known to pop it in the microwave on occasion. But it is slightly blasphemous. Bum bum bum. Alucard. This is going to take so long. Why do I do these things to myself? Why do I put myself through this? Oh, but it'll be worth it to get it on Xbox because then so many more people will be able to do these, use these names. Sorry, I looked at that and didn't even read what number it was. Alucard was number 32. Number 32! Mixing Coca-Cola with tea. That sounds revolting, but probably like... it's sort of how I imagine Dr. Pepper tastes. Coca-Cola and tea will probably get you quite close to it. With a little bit of toothpaste mixed in. I mean, I'll drink a Dr. Pepper every now and again, but that's a weird taste, isn't it? Like, what is even in that? Apart from sugar. What is sun tea? Put some tea and water in a glass jug and let it sit out in the sun to brew. Oh, what an interesting idea. Spicy leaf water. Oh, I'd love that, Shiva. Please drop us a link when you do. Right, what was the name now? What did we pick? Oh, it was Alucard, wasn't it? No, yeah, we're on... Well, no, hang on. We're on Amafray. Amafray. Well, I guess you need a lot of sun for it, which is probably why we don't do it much in the UK, because we don't get a lot of sun, except for these days when it's currently baking constantly. Amafray. Some of these names are so pretty. They are, aren't they? Okay, see you, Laura. Have a great rest of your day, wherever you are in the world. Sprite tea. Oh, well. Lemon tea is a thing. I quite like a cup of lemon tea on a hot day, so I can sort of vaguely understand that. Right, Anais. Look, we're still not even through A. It's been like 15 years and we haven't got to the end. We're only halfway through A. Oh, my word. Right, Anais. And I haven't even started recording these yet. That's going to take a millennium. Anais. And what number was Anais? Anais is number 33. And we forgot to add the topic text for that one. Anais. And at this point, I'm going to save the game. Well, save the mod. When I was small, I used to drink a glass of that red grenadine syrup. I said to my mum, that's really sweet. I love it. She said you're supposed to add water. Yeah. That sounds strong and probably quite bad for your teeth. Do I like matcha tea? No, I've never tried it, so I don't know. Right. Let's carry on. Oh, we haven't got topic text for any of these, actually. Let's just go through and do all of these at once. Do all the topic texts. Because I find it quicker when I do a repetitive task. Just blitz through them rather than having to constantly change. What are you to sing? Just a little thing, an aria. Ba 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 ba. My dear old friend, can't believe you're here, old friend. He who pays the bill times 2 or 3, be sure he will, and handsomely. Dear old friend, now that we are clear, old friend. What's that from? Anyone recognise it? Name the musical. I'm so glad you're enjoying the stream, Anxious Ace. Good. I'm glad you're getting something out of it. Nix has to go now. See you, Nix. Yellow Ego Cat says, will I get the Ninth Doctor audios next year? Yes! Christopher Eccleston returning to Doctor Who. I've got to get in on that. Massively exciting news. I've been working my way through all of Big Finish in chronological order, and I'm as far as the 4th Doctor and Leela at the moment. But I think I'm going to have to break my own rules and jump ahead to the 9th Doctor for the Chris Eccleston audios, because I can't resist getting those. Of course I'm a Whovian. I'm a massive Whovian. Thanks so much for the bits, Vickle. That's so kind. Shiva says, what's your favourite tea? It depends entirely on my mood, on the time of day. So first thing in the morning, I quite like Yorkshire breakfast brew. Then sort of coming on for after the first cup of breakfast brew, I prefer to do Russell blend, what I call Russell blend, which is 1 normal tea bag and 1 Earl Grey tea bag mixed together. Then the next one I like to do, then sort of during the day, if it's a sunny day, I might go for Lady Grey, which I quite enjoy. And then before bed in the evening, I always have a cup of Lapsang Souchong. That's what I usually go for. So I couldn't really choose choose one over all the others. Oh, please do draw another Lucien for me, Anxious Ace. I'd love to see that. Have I heard any of the River Song audios yet? No, I haven't, but I've heard great things about them. And I'd love to at some point. Because I love River. Alex Kingston's amazing. Can I imitate different incarnations? Not really. I've never really tried. Alonzi? Well! That's the best David Tennant I can do. How does Matt Smith talk? I've never even tried it. No, I can't do that. Jamie, Zoe, when I say run, run. Are you ready, Jamie? Are you ready, Zoe? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Run! Run like a rabbit! That's my best Pat Troughton for you. Thanks so much, Yellow Ego Cat. I try. Oh, look at the size of that one, Doctor. Yes, it is a rather big one, isn't it, Jamie? I loved Matt Smith. I love all the Doctors, really. Gosh, it's getting warm. I need to open my door, maybe. Or maybe I'll pop the aircon on. Hope you don't mind the buzzing sound. But I think this is necessary now, because it's getting boiling. As ever, do let me know if the noise is too loud. Did I like the Ruth Doctor? Yeah, really interesting take on the character. I'm not sure how I feel about the whole incarnations before William Hartnell thing. I'm not really down with that. But nothing wrong with the Ruth Doctor. I liked her a lot, actually, for the brief time we got to see her. I would want to get to know her better, really, before make judgments massively, because she's only been on screen for about 10 minutes. But yeah. The plot twist was amazing. The episode, Fugitive of the Jadoon, was one of my all-time favourite episodes of Doctor Who in the last, certainly of Jodie Whittaker's run. I loved the way they did it. I loved the twist and everything. I loved that whole episode. It was great. Where it fell down for me was when they then explained it in The Timeless Children. That I wasn't really so hot on. But as far as we got with Judgment of the Jadoon, which, to be honest, right up until they revealed it was the Doctor, because she had the R on the chain, I was convinced it was the Rani. But it was the Doctor. And, sorry, spoilers for anyone who's not seen that episode. But right up until, I loved that episode. It was amazing. And Captain Jack in it and everything as well. And the Jadoon. It was all wonderfully done episode. But yeah, fell down a bit with that. Jack wasn't needed, but it doesn't matter whether Jack's needed or not. Jack in any form is fantastic. The more John Barrowman, the better. I didn't really expect Jack to come back after that episode because they couldn't have kept it quiet. You know, it's one thing for him to come and film one scene in a studio. It's another thing for him to become a recurring character. They would have spoiled the surprise in the end. So I think he'll be back next season. He might be back in the New Year special, though again, I would be surprised because that would have leaked if he was, I think. But I'm sure he'll be back next season because you don't set that up and then not follow through. Or maybe you do. I don't know. Have you seen or listened to Torchwood? I loved Torchwood. Torchwood was amazing. Bring that back. I haven't listened to any of the audios, but again, I've heard amazing things. I nearly got the Michael Palin one, and I'm still thinking about that. But I'm trying to follow my chronology, my timeline, right the way through all the Doctor Who stuff in order. Which is a big project that will take me many years, but I will get to the Torchwood ones in their own time. Yeah, so the thing about The Master, I was amazed The Master's Return didn't come out as well, and I loved that twist. I wasn't so hot on the two episodes together, but I did love the twist of The Master, and I love Sacha Dhawan's interpretation of the character. I think he's brilliant. I was surprised that they went back on the whole Missy thing, and I don't quite understand what they're trying to go for by doing that. I was surprised a lot by Chris Chibnall's decisions to go back on what Stephen Moffat did, again with Gallifrey. It just sort of undermining the previous storytelling. I know it's a different showrunner and everything, but I still think you should kind of respect what the previous writer did, for the audience's sake, if nothing else. But there we go. But the master twist that I loved was John Simm's return at the end of Peter Capaldi's run. But the BBC spoiled that in advance with their trailer, and I wish they hadn't done, because it would have been the most spectacular twist. But I think they probably spoiled it in advance because they knew that, because the newspapers had obviously gotten wind of it. I bet The Sun would have printed it if they'd found out about it. So I expect that's why they spoiled it in the trailer, was to prevent the news breaking through someone else. But if I could have gone into that episode not knowing John Simm was going to be in it, I would have absolutely loved that to bits. I mean, I loved it anyway. Peter Capaldi's final 3 episodes, I thought, were things of absolute beauty. World Enough and Time and The Doctor Falls were gorgeous. And then Twice Upon a Time, again, wonderful, wonderful storytelling. Sorry, I missed a lot of the chat. I don't have a personal chronology. I've been making a chronology of Doctor Who, which I've only got as far as the 4th Doctor. But I follow the ones, if you search iSpider, EYESPIDER, you will find a complete chronology of... It's not all of the stories. It's all the stories featuring the Doctor and some of the companion-only stories, like Torchwood, just some of it. My chronology I'm working on has all the Doctor Who stories, everything set in the Doctor Who universe. Like I say, I've only got as far as the 4th Doctor with it, but I'm working on that. Has them all at the right place, including the Lethbridge Stewart spin-off book series, which is quite good as well. But yeah, I am working on one of those, but the one I follow through at the moment is the iSpider timeline, which has all the Doctor Who stories in order. Even though they contradict each other. That's all the books and the comics and the... animated spin-offs and the audios, following all of that. Loving it. Great experience. Long, long haul. Exactly, yeah, they went back on the Missy thing, didn't they? Yes, there is a thing in the Missy audios that I've read about, sort of explaining that, but I still think it was a strange decision to do on television without even exploring it at all. It's a thing that's quite unique to Doctor Who, really, is that it'll just completely reverse its own canon, and then not bother to explain that for you. You know, any other show would explain how X character survived certain death, but Doctor Who, they'll just be back and they won't even bother addressing it. Which is a bit strange. But there you go. That's why we love the show. It's got all its quirks. I'm going to save the mod again. Yes, yes, name, Sui. Wibbly wobbly timey wimey. Doctor Who canon. There is no such thing as Doctor Who canon, and I love that. Every book is canon and also isn't canon. Every audio is canon and also isn't canon. They just pick and choose what they want at any time. And that makes sense because Doctor Who's always travelling back in time and changing things. Timeline is in constant flux, and that allows you to constantly pick and choose which things are canon. There are two completely different origins for the Master explored in spin-off media. And they're both great. So... but they completely contradict each other. There's the version introduced in the first Doctor Adventures. In, oh, what's it called? The Destination Wars? And then alternatively, there's the version introduced in the Dark Path, the Virgin Missing Adventures books, which is another very compelling version of the Master before he became the Master, which is pretty cool as well. How long will the stream go on for? The stream will go on for another 25 minutes and then we'll end. Oh no, you did a list and deleted it, Yellow Ego Cat. That's a disaster. Yeah, the river timeline is ridiculous. Anyway, sorry, all you non-Doctor Who fans watching the stream. I'm sorry we went so hard on the Who there. I am, obviously, a massive fan of it. Can confirm Moffat is indeed a genius. General description of the show is there's a madman in a box who travels space and time. He's got 2 hearts and he's really nice. And he saves the day everywhere he goes, but he saves the day not by punching people or fighting, but by reasoning things out, coming to scientific solutions or diplomatic solutions. He is a... well, he's now she, because of Jodie Whittaker in the latest series, but they are a hero, a heroic lead that doesn't resort to violence, which is the most enormous source of inspiration for me as a child, and I'm sure millions of other children all across the world, to show you that it's perfect. You can still be a man, and you can still be a hero, or indeed you can still be a woman now and still be a hero, but the point is, it counteracts toxic masculinity so well. And I'm sure Jodie Whittaker inspires a whole generation of girls as well. But it shows you can be the hero without being, without fighting, without being violent. And I think that's a fantastic thing. Yes, Yellow Ego Cat, we won't get into all of that. The character in the audios was fantastic. Well, I really enjoyed it. But I'm not going to get into the controversial comments of the actor and everything, because that is a whole can of worms that I don't want to open on stream. But I am purely commenting on the portrayal in the audio drama here when I say that I enjoyed it. How should you start watching it? Start with Christopher Eccleston's series. Start with Series 1, which is the revived series, because it's been going on for 57 years now. But start with the revised series with Chris Eccleston from 2005. That's called Series 1. The earlier ones are called Season. But yeah, start with that. That's the best starting point. You'll love it. I've not seen the 8th Doctor's movie because I'm waiting to get to that point in the timeline. But I've seen Paul McGann in other things, and I think he's fantastic. And I've seen Night of the Doctor, which is him for all of 7 minutes or something. But I'm really looking forward to getting into that. Don't tell me you're watching all of Classic Who. Yes, I am! Like I say, I've got as far as the 4th Doctor. I'm working my way through, but I'm watching all the... reading all the books in their appropriate places and listening to all the audios in their appropriate places in the timeline and everything else. I'm doing a full multimedia Doctor Who chronology through all of Classic Who. It's going to take me about 20 years. But that's my current project. I've done everything of the 1st, 2nd and 3rd Doctor I've seen, listened to, read. And about a quarter of the 4th. I love the companion chronicles, they're brilliant. great way of getting around the fact that you may not necessarily have all of the original cast or whatever, but so long as you get one cast member to narrate it, it's brilliant. And I love listening to the behind-the-scenes bits at the end of them as well. I find that really interesting. I know, the numbers are ridiculous, aren't they? Don't think about that. I just enjoy each story individually in order. If you start waiting, oh, when am I going to get to 8 or 9 or something, then that's not the way to do it. You did the same. How far did you get, Ego Cat? Did you get through the whole thing? How much Doctor Who have you seen? Did you do all the books and the comics as well, or did you just do the show, or what? I don't know how many of us there are out there doing the full chronology. Yeah, so the early seasons of Doctor Who have some missing episodes in, but the audios of them still exist. And some of them have been remade as animations. But if you're just getting into Doctor Who, definitely start with the modern series. The classic series is, shall we say, lovingly made. But a lot of it, it has not necessarily aged especially well. You watched until 6 and then it became complicated. Wow, you got a long way through it, Yellow Ego Cat. But yeah, definitely modern first. Don't go classic until you're really into it. Other words for glowing. Incandescent. Luminous. Shiny. Bright. Suffused with a glow. Wreathed in light. Okay, I'm running low here now. No, I'm out. Anyone else got anything? Oh, Yellow Ego Cat didn't include books or comics. Ah, you didn't go for the whole shebang then. The books take ages. But still, that is a most admirable undertaking. So well done for getting as far as you did. Posture check. Hope those helped, Bobzilla. Otherwise, Google is your friend. I'm sure that has lots more answers. Okay, we're going to save. Right, we've got 15 minutes left. Bum, 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 only a ginger can call another ginger ginger. Just like only a ninja can sneak upon another ninja. I'm not going to sing the rest of that song because it's rude. Copy. Yellow Ego Cat, have you listened / watched Scratchman? Not watched. Have you listened to / read Scratchman? Because I can thoroughly recommend Scratchman. It's the book that was written by Tom Baker, 4th Doctor novel, and the audiobook version of Scratchman is fantastic. It's so Tom Baker. Loved it to bits. It's absolutely bonkers. The whole story is mad. Mad as a box of frogs. But it's great. 91. Lucien will work fine in your current save. Yes, you can add him at any point in your playthrough. He's designed to be safe to add and update at any point. No need to restart or anything like that. You just plug in and play. Sweet. Sweet. Sweeto. Sweet roll. Sweeteroony. Sweetastic. Okay, I'm going to stop now. Right, copy that. Have you listened Audio Go 4th Doctor stories? They were so eccentric, talking scarf, etc. Audio Go, is that the Nest Cottage Chronicles? Or is that something else? I haven't, in any case. I haven't got that far. Yes, no, I've not got to that point of the timeline yet, but I will get there. Looking forward to it. I've got them all on Audible. I bought the bundle. For a single credit for about, like, 20 stories or something, or 10. Amazing value. Number 47, Annika. Bum 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 ba da 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 ba da ba da 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 bow ba 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 bow bow da 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 dun da 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 dun da 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 dun dun da 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 dun da 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 dun da 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 dun da 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 dun da 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 dun da 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 dun da 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 da. Ooh wee ooh wee ba 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 ba. Dun 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 dum dum dum. Do 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 do. Ooh you do 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 da 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 dum ba 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 da ba dum ba ba. That was the Doctor Who theme, Zoe, if you're not familiar. But I love all the Murray Gold Doctor Who other songs other than the theme. Like This Is Gallifrey, Our Childhood, Our Home, and all the Strange, Strange Creatures. Creatures. All the strange, strange creatures. But all the strange, strange creatures. Absolute bangers. Right, before you're done streaming, any chance you have a favourite type of shark? I'm sorry, no, I don't have a favourite type of shark. I don't really know much about sharks. Apart from they end a sea, and sometimes they nom things. But they're supposed to be quite sweet. Dun 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 dun. Ba da 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 da. Bum 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 ba da dum ba da dum bum 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 ba ba bum 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 ba ba bum 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 ba ba bum 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 bum. Ba da da ba da da ba da 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 da. Da 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 dun 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 da dun 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 da dun 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 dun. Bum, ba-dum, wow. And so on. Are you singing Iron Maiden? No, I'm singing Doctor Who. Thank you so much for the bits, Vickle. Glad you enjoyed. Cold Spaghetti, what are some of your favourite smaller mods? Mine are the Pet Mod, Dwarven Luggage, and the Light Source Mod, Kagranat's Wisps. Favourite smaller mods. What's small that I like? Thinking about it. All the ones that leap to mind are big. Everything by Gelidity. All of Gelidity's Creation Club interaction mods are tiny and I love them. Well, they're not tiny. They're small because they're, you know, interaction kind of things, but they're amazing. Sky Shards is brilliant, but that's quite a big mod, really. Loads of Sky Shards. Is Dwarven Luggage based on Terry Pratchett's luggage? Because in that case, I need that. Anything in Lucien the Dragonborn? What other stuff is in Lucien the Dragonborn that's small? There's one that adds a time meter for the werewolf transformation. That's really useful. Predator Vision, I like that. Ashley, number 2. Number 2. Buckle my shoe, number 2. Small chest on dwarven spider legs. Yep. If it's a small chest on dwarven spider legs, that is based on the luggage from Terry Pratchett, and therefore I need to get it immediately. Terry Pratchett's Discworld has the luggage in it, which is a chest on legs. That is a Terry Pratchett reference. I need those in my game. And I need to make Lucien comment on it. Now, where was the apostrophe in Argula? Arzia apostrophe la. Arzia apostrophe la it is. And that number was 78. Dinner on a plate, 78. That's dinner on a plate, 78. And on to Avery. We're still on A. It's the end of the stream and we're still on A. Ba-da-da-da-dum, ba-da-dum. Avery is number 35. Staying alive, 35. That's staying alive, number 35. Give me some of your energy, please. Transferring energy through the camera. Stream energy to you. Heard you were sing a little bit of Tom Jones' Delilah and thought you sounded great. How about an encore? I can give it a go. I only know a small bit of it. Yes, I'm a massive Terry Pratchett fan. I love the Discworld series to bits. And I also love the Long Earth series. Let's give Delilah a go. Let me look up the lyrics. This would be a very easy game of bingo, yeah, I bet. Oh, and you asked earlier, am I including the video games in my timeline? Yes, I am. But I haven't got to any yet. I saw the light on the night that I passed by her window. I can't remember how that goes. I saw the flickering shadows of love on her blind. She was my woman. And as she deceived me, I watched and went out of my mind. Oh, my Delilah. Ya-da-da-da-da-da. Why, Delilah. Ya-da-da-da-da-da. I can see that girl was no good for me. But I was lost like a slave that no man could free. I'm going to skip that bit. Because I'm not really sure how it goes. Hang on. My Delilah. Why, Delilah? So before they come to break down the door, forgive me, Delilah, I just couldn't take it no more. Oh, forgive me, Delilah, I just couldn't take it no more. Just couldn't take it no more. Something like that. Huh. Yeah. Tom Jones. I love it. Thanks so much for the bits, Vickle. Glad you enjoyed the song. You guys are easily pleased. Right, let's do Belladonna. Hey Belladonna, what's it like in New York City? I'm 1,000 miles away, but girl, tonight you look so pretty, yes you do. Times Square don't shine as bright as you. I swear it's true. Hey there, Delilah, I know times are getting hard. Believe me, da-da-da-da, pay the bills when this da-da, have it good. We'll have the life you knew we would. My word is good. I'm making up the lyrics there, really, but... Oh, what you do to me? Oh, what you do to me. Oh, what you do to me. Oh, what you do to me. 1,000 miles seem pretty far, but they got trains and planes and cars. I'd walk to you if I had no other way. My friends will all make fun of us, we'll just laugh along because we know that none of them have felt this way. Oh, Delilah, I can promise you that by the time that we get through, our world will never ever be the same. And you're to blame. Can't remember how it finishes there. A little section of Delilah for you spontaneously. Ooh, thunderstorm warning. Yikes, but also exciting. Love a thunderstorm, but probably not where you are. That's probably scary. Bakakaze has a question in a minute, but you need to fetch some food first. I'm afraid I'm about to end the stream, so you might have to save your question for next time, or alternatively, you're very welcome to join the Discord and then ask in the chat, in the Discord chat, in the mod-making chat. Was that a gling there? Did something happen? I don't know what that gling was. Oh, Vickle, you donated again. Thank you so much. Oh, and Bits as well. You're being incredibly generous. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's so kind. Let's move that to Benito now. Can't wait to see me in concert. I wish. Benito, here we go. Number 3. Vickle is MVP. Vickle is certainly a wonderful person and is making a massive difference to my ability to rent a nice place. Starting next year. Well, starting in October. Which hopefully means if I can move into a slightly bigger, more independent flat rather than where I've been staying previously. I'm at home at the moment because COVID. But if I've got a slightly bigger, more independent university apartment kind of thing, then I can stream at... I can have more freedom to stream at all sorts of times that suit you guys, and I can make videos and stuff, and I can do cooking streams, all that sort of thing, which I'm really looking forward to being able to do. So thanks. Donations like that really make a massive difference, so honestly, I really appreciate it. Bjorn number 4. There we go. And I think we're going to have to park it there with the modding because we're out of time. Bakakaze. I have a mod I'm making. I want to upload it, but if I use parts of other mods, I have to ask permission first. Right. Absolutely, yes. If you don't ask permission, you've stolen their assets and they could have your mod taken down. And it's also very bad form. The community won't appreciate it. So yes, definitely ask first, always, before you use someone else's assets. Copyright law through Skyrim modding, if you read the terms and conditions of the creation kit, every creator of a mod has automatic copyright for the mod that they create. So if you use anything that they've created in your mod, you're breaching copyright law. They could probably even sue you if they wanted to lawyer up, but yeah. When I was a kid, like maybe 10 or so, I was asleep in my grandparents' living room, and when I woke up, we discovered the lightning had hit the TV. Oh, heck! That must have been very scary. Yes, to Emma Lovage does definitely sound like a Discworld reference. Cooking streams. Yeah, cooking streams. Gonna start them in October, I think, if I do manage to move into somewhere that's got a kitchen. Right, guys, we are out of time. I've got to end the stream here because I've got to go and get dinner. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been another really fun one. It's been a wonderful turnout, and you've all been so generous with your donations and subs and things. I really appreciate it. Thank you for making it so fun. Oh, thanks so much for the follow, Kieran. Yeah, no, it's been brilliant. I love these Thursday streams. So, next week, we won't be on Thursday, because I'm away next Thursday. So next, it'll be, we'll probably be doing this modding workshop on Wednesday next week. I'll confirm in the Discord in advance. However, I will be streaming before then this weekend. We are going to be playing the new Marvel Avengers game for the beta, or beta, as we say in the UK. That's coming out this weekend. So I'm going to be streaming that. We've been voting on my Patreon to decide what time that's going to be. At the moment, what's winning is Saturday evening. So we're probably going to be doing it at, and I can tell you now, Unless the vote majorly changes, which it could always do. If you guys want to choose a time, always hop onto Patreon and vote. That's fine. But the next stream is probably going to be the Marvel Avengers stream at... Wait for it. Sorry, it's just loading. At 8:30 p.m. BST. So that's 3:30 ET for those of you in the US, in the Eastern time zone. So that's 8:30 British or 15:30 Eastern. That's when we're going to be doing the Avengers stream. So that should be really fun. Really looking forward to that. Oh, thanks for the follow, Patron Thorn. That's nice as well. Lots of followers. Yeah, I love the Doctor Who talk too. Thanks for chatting to me about that. It's not often I get to chat about Who with people because I don't know many other Doctor Who fans, but it's great to chat with you guys online. Oh, is it Cold Spaghetti? Well, it was lovely having you here. So yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in. I will see you for the Avengers stream on Saturday. Otherwise, I will see you next Wednesday for the next modding workshop stream, and I'll hopefully have another couple of YouTube videos up before then. I won't spoil them, but I've got a couple of things planned. So do follow my YouTube channel. Do subscribe to that if you haven't done already, because there'll be stuff there. I'll drop a link to that in the thing. Hang on, youtube.com/Joseph Russell. Here you go. It's below the stream, but I'll just drop it in the chat. Here's my YouTube channel. Do subscribe to that for more content between now and the next stream. Yeah, thanks all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day wherever you are, and I'll see you all again really soon. Bye!